Indeed, yes, indeed. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. This is your host, Brother Blue, report live and direct to you. Welcome back. Another episode, Tough Talk Tuesday, episode 24, featuring myself and our brother, Ken BRISBON. All right. I'm going to let y'all all get in, get yourselves comfortable. Okay. Let me make sure that all of this audio and everything is all right. So let me know when y'all get in the chat. Give me a thumbs up if the audio is coming through clear. All right. Yes. Comments. Peace, y'all. Peace, love, and light. All right, welcome back to another episode. Tough Talk Tuesday, episode 24. Make sure that this chat and everything is working. Comments. Yeah. Audio good? Excellent, excellent. All right, peace, y'all. I'm going to let everybody get in the building so we can do the roll call. I can see that that's part of the tradition. All right. Welcome back to another episode, episode 24. All right. That mystical number 24 popping back up again. Episode 24. Tough Talk Tuesday. All right. I guess I should probably get into some music or something. Right. Break the monotony. Let's see if we can play this. Not going to get this channel banned. What y'all want to hear? What's good with y'all? What y'all want to hear? Yeah, I seen Red's Instagram live, and I even seen his joint that he put up here on YouTube. Nah, we not. Yeah, we're not playing. We're not playing Nicki Minaj. No, we're not playing Nicki Minaj. VVS. I gotta play music that we own because I don't want to get the episode flagged. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get the episode flagged. When you play other people's music and shit, they can fuck around and flag your shit. Play something from my album. Which album? Christ Consciousness. Scorpion King. I believe that's available on the band Zoogle site. Right. Okay, the most recent. Let me play something then. I think this is the last. Shit. I think this is the last. What's the last video I put out? I like Through the Eye.
Not be looking for another motherfucker. If the first sacrifice of God wasn't enough, maybe you would prefer to pay God with your funky ass blood.
Let's play.
What is it that God's called you to do?
Because that was featured on the.
What is it that you have burning on the inside of you that you want to do for God? I want to let you know tonight you can do it. Everybody say, I can do it. But you know, it's not because we're Baptist or we're Pentecostal or we're Church of God in Christ or we're Lutheran or we're Catholic that we get it done. But it's because we're in Him. I said it's because we're in Him we get the job done. You know,
the reason you lift your hand is because you already believe. You're saying, I
I just wanna edify my mama, set aside some commas, rectify the trauma, electrify the genre, never specialize in drama, let it slide the karma, can jeopardize the honor, mesmerize the genre, like the unexpected rise of Obama, they biting backs like Jeffrey Dahmer. Holy tabernacle, he's chosen me for battle, bows release the arrows, foes get beat to gravel, dopamines get sampled. Globally we travel, a social feed in chat rooms, and poetry and rap tunes, rosaries and candles, supposed to be on mantles. Open up the good book, they spoke of me in Matthews. Socially they back you, but coldly attack you. Woe is me, they baffle, roll of weed tobacco, usurping on the flagpole, exposing these to apples. I spoke to priests and chapels, the Godfather's capo, we vocally collabo. Hopefully this grabs you, emotionally it has to, the dopest beats to rap to. Holy tabernacle, my poetry is factual, 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 factual.
You're saying I believe.
Who is he? Face the mirror to know this Holy Spirit. Everybody's got to know.
Just be
The Christ. I'm feeling how this love's written, with that feeling what it does to him. Who is he? Here, won't fed the poor, crown no thorns, like the show church must go on. Who is he? You ought to know from the glow strong, still clean even with clothes on. The love fashion, that's blessings active beyond social status. That's the being you having. Burdens big beyond crosses to carry. Then a love like this average. Past the line, here with you now, I never die. Those weakest states sabotage. Face you recognize, I reckon that loving you weaponize. Deuteronomy, hate you saw the blinded beings. Truth indeed when they ought to know this feeling. Who is he? Virgin both. Anointed with that glow on you first. Up for service, putting work in. Who is he? No false idols, rivals. Blessedness and light to incite truth. Christ conscious. Who is he? You already know. Stop the nonsense. Who is he? Face the mirror to know this Holy Spirit. Who is he? Face the mirror to know this Holy Spirit. Who is he? Face the mirror to know this Holy Spirit. Who is he? Face the mirror to know this Holy Spirit.
You're saying I believe.
Who is he? Face the mirror to know this Holy Spirit. Jesus is. Everybody's got to know.
the Christ.
Face the mirror to know this Holy Spirit.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That is Who Is He? All right. That is off the Christ Consciousness album. And you can stream that over at christconsciousness.bandzoogle.com. All right. christconsciousness.bandzoogle.com. I'm coming out with a movie for that. Okay. We shot a movie for every single on that album. And when we do that, then the project will be released to the streaming networks. I believe that's going to be on Easter, right? Coinciding with this entire narrative that I have been, hitting on since December of last year. And that's about, I've been hitting on it since the beginning of last year. And that was to prepare the family for the coming Jubilee year that we are experiencing currently at this particular moment in time. And I wholeheartedly, with all of my heart, believe and know that this particular time and this referencing time is dealing with our heliacal rise, our ascension back to our glorious, self, our glorious being, the golden age. You know what I'm saying? When the original man takes his position back on the planet and is steps into that space where he governs himself and he needs no handouts and he needs to make no apologies and he waits on nobody else's apology. He just does what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? He comes into his Christ consciousness and he wakes up out of his deep sleep slumber. Shout out to Red Pill Red Pill had a phenomenal episode on last night, and it featured a brother out of the Midwest, right? Shout out to the Midwest family. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful to you all. I'm thankful for last night's episode. I'm thankful to the outcome of the fucking game because it opened up so many channels and so many chambers. So last night was monumental, but the information that I got today as a result of, you know, that brother's benefaction, you know, from the blessings that he brought forward by way of his demonstration, so much has fallen into my lap just today alone. So I know that this is the right move that we're making, moving in the right direction. And you know, this entire narrative, even though it might be playing out like a mythos, you know what I'm saying? In many ways, truth is stranger than fiction. You know what I'm saying? So what the brother was talking about is your ability to be knocked out on your feet, you know, to be TKO'd, walking and talking, you know what I'm saying, standing on your feet and not knowing that you're knocked out. That was an ill analogy that he made last night. You know what I'm saying? You could be punch drunk, standing on your feet, because I'm in boxing gym now, so the shit really registered. Like you can be standing on your feet with your eyes open, allegedly alert, and still be knocked out, right? Straight TKO. So when I look at, you know, let me open up our brother's mic. Our brother Ken is in the building right now. All right.
Okay.
Peace, family.
Yo. Okay, that's on me. I didn't even know you was ready, my dude.
Oh, let me
What's happening? See?
Give me 1 second. I got my hold on. Peace.
What it do, son?
Hold on. Peace.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. But I'm hearing the echo on your side as well.
On my side?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I'm in my lobby. Let me see if I can cancel the noise out for a second.
I think it's a headphone issue.
You think it's a what?
Headphones.
Oh, I need headphones?
You had headphones in?
Okay. You want to take me out and bring me back, or I could run upstairs and grab a drink?
I'll let you. I'll mute it until you come back in. All right. Yeah. So last night's episode, you know what I'm saying? Tell me how y'all my audio coming through good? Show me. Y'all hear echo on my end? Press mute when you're not talking. I'm talking right now, but do you hear echo? Let me know. Y'all saying yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second then. Let me take this off. Sheesh. Fuck is going on? Internal microphone. Peace, love, and light. How about now? Yo. No? Okay. All right. Because it's good. I don't want to be sounding distorted because I know that shit sounds crazy in y'all end. All right. So what I was saying is, you know, we can technically be on our feet and technically be knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I am not forcibly pushing anybody into an uncomfortable place to ask of you something that you don't think that you are, made for or that you're built for. A lot of people just came here to pass through. You know what I'm saying? I sent him to get his headphones because I know that that's what it was last week. It's a transmission when you listen in it on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna echo. So my observation of this constant narrative, you know what I'm saying, is dealing with the fact that we are vainglorious people. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is like, you should only receive it if you think that you're worthy of it, though. So I don't even want to get into the place where I'm over convincing people that they're worthy of the glory. You got to believe it yourself. You have to believe that you're worthy. You know what I'm saying? You got to be into your own grace and favor. I'm not going to overly convince you of the shit. So constantly and constantly, I'm having these conversations every goddamn week. And more signs, are coming as confirmations. All right, let me switch it back. All right, is it better now? Peace. Right? More and more confirmations are coming through, right? On a cosmic level. I mean, we got to get past the point where it's a coincidence and it's definitely not a conspiracy. But if niggas could sit there and look at cartoons and be convinced that the Illuminati put everything in line to motherfucking knock a helicopter out of the sky so it could qualify a cartoon, what about if I'm digging in the archives and I'm going into these scriptures and passages and shit that's been written in blood 2,000, 3,000 years ago, and I'm like, look at yourself. You right here, right now. Let's bring it up to the present. You feel me? Like, there's so much going on right now. There's so many confirmations. You know what I'm saying? There's so many breakthroughs. There's so much writing on the wall. And the people got their back turned to that shit. And they're only concerned with conspiracies and cartoons. And all of the shit that has no return on it whatsoever. None of it speaks to power. None of it speaks to strength. None of it speaks to affirmation. None of it speaks to confirmation. Right? It leads to nothing. And that's where people's energy is and their focus is at in 2020, when this thing's supposed to be about clear vision. You feel me? So I'm not gonna overtax myself trying to overconvince something or overconvince people of something that, this should be your awakened state anyway. Even when you down 10 points, you should see yourself victorious, right? Like the Kansas City Chiefs. Or like any championship game that takes that field. You feel me? You're never intimidated by your deficits, right? Because you always have the ability to not only catch up, but exceed and churn the because I said that, 2020 is a mirror year. And the Super Bowl definitely was all about mirrors. It was all about mirrored effect. They were mirroring the 2012 Super Bowl in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? It was a mirror of a 10-year Super Bowl, the Super Bowl 44 that was in Miami 10 years ago. So it was a mirror effect. So the Chiefs found themselves down 10 points. And then in a Thanos snap, they was up 11 points. You know what I'm saying? Right? They was dealing with their deficit a lot better than it seemed that San Francisco started dealing with theirs. Yeah, they the comeback kings. Right? They overcame a deficit totaling 44 points throughout the playoffs. Not in that game in particular. They said the total of all 3 games that they played, it all totaled up to 44 points. Right? I mean, it was just a 44 bonanza. But let me open up our brother's line right here. All right. Our brother Ken Brisbon. Peace, love, and light.
What's good? How's the sound?
Huh?
How's the sound?
I don't necessarily hear myself echoing as of yet.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna leave it up to the chat, see what they say.
Okay.
Let me know how the audio is, y'all.
What's good, yo?
Hopefully, I'm just, I'm on my shit, man. So,
Yeah, going. What's happening?
I mean, like I said, you've been in the building, you've been here, you bore witness to some of my 44 tirades.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And here we find ourselves back once again. And I'm just expressing to people, this is probably the shit that got Jesus frustrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he's like, God damn, we walking on water, we walking on ceilings, we raising the dead, and you niggas still gonna stone me? The fuck? Like, what does it take to convince you that you great? So just getting into this whole bag of the narrative about me reiterating all of the signs point to people's greatness and those that believe that they're worthy enough, to receive the glory.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a very hard task these days. They would rather believe in a conspiracy than believe that the universe is conspiring for their success. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter what I mean, I could do a video with Jesus himself telling these niggas, like, look, you in the glory, like, what the fuck? And they still gonna be like, man, I don't know. Like Trump, the impeachment though. And yo, by the way, I just seen him cook.
Yeah.
Unprecedented. Trump is undefeated.
No, he does this. He does this. But first, let me say what up to everybody and all that good stuff. But yo, there's a reason. There's a reason a person rather believe in a conspiracy. It's a little more easier. The
Super
power.
easy.
The power of belief in yourself is super hard, Joe. Your eyes are outward; they're not inward, so you can't really see yourself, right? So you need people to tell you what you look like, or tell you. You need confirmation from your group or whoever you're around to know if you're fire. You do arts. You need someone to say if that shit is fire or not. You know what I'm saying? Yo, how I look, son. How I look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My drip, my shit hitting. Wait, matter
Yeah,
of fact.
yeah. What's
My
good with
shit,
my
yeah, my shit.
what's
Yeah.
good with my drip, right? So what's good with my drip? So, but the thing about it is, where do we really get that in society? Yo, you fire. Yo, you dope. Yo, you amazing. That shit is like photosynthesis to a plant for us.
Yo, son, I have some of the illest conversations in my life with my Uber drivers, right? So in the morning, right, because I be going to my boxing gym, they come and get me and they be like, how you doing this morning? I guess it's routine that they ask you that question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit catches them off guard all the time, except today, right? A nigga went upstairs on me today. Like, he must have been a disciple of Jesus' son. Like, someone's heaven sent. I was just quiet the whole ride. He was going in. It was a sermon. I learned a lesson and a half. But every other day, when I tell them I'm doing amazing, they be like, amazing? Tell me more.
Yeah.
Like, they're not used to hearing no shit like that. So I get into a whole conversation with them about why I feel amazing and why they should as well. And by the time we get out of that ride, their whole disposition has somewhat shifted. I won't say that they've totally changed, but they got a different outlook. And I just want to, because I know that they're going to be out on the road all day. And I know that this particular vocation deals with customer satisfaction a lot. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you in the ride, you in the whip. You don't know who's going to get in here with you. You got to keep a certain attitude up at all times,
Mm-hmm.
So
So okay, so especially when you live in a rough area, where do you hear that you're fire? Where do you hear that you're amazing? Where do you hear positive reinforcement about yourself? So we got positive reinforcement for the government, in terms of a corrupt government. We could listen to Jordan Maxwell, we could listen to David Icke, you know what I mean? We could listen to Anthony Hilder, right? We can get lost all day on YouTube about how they meet at Bohemian Grove or the Heart Project or Project Bluebeam. I mean, you name it, bro.
wait. So that's not a conspiracy.
Huh? No.
Son, I went to Bohemian Grove and they had
No.
plaques up like, nigga, this where we meet.
Right, but there's no. But there's no call to there. Once I know, there's
Right.
there's nothing.
I doubt that they still do that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They shit is hot. But I'm saying though, Alex Jones, I could listen to all that stuff all day and I could get consumed on it and it feels good. It's actually easy listening because it doesn't require me to level up. It doesn't require anything extra.
Yeah,
But
it's just fascination.
the power of belief, you actually have to do something about that, right? Especially so when people tell you who you are, yo, you're amazing. Now you actually got to be that. See, there's a thing about losing, bro. The reason why losing is a science, and it actually feels good because it doesn't require nothing. Once you get one win, now you set the standard, right? Now you have to always be that, right? Tom Brady has to perform at a certain level, bro. Other people don't have that. So it's like, Nas, you create Illmatic. Damn, he can't dip under that. Jay-Z can't dip under Reasonable Doubt because once you catch a wave and you step into the winner circle, it's expected of you to win. Losers
Every time
don't have to be accountable to themselves or other people. Winners do. What the damn, homie? In high school, you was the man, nigga. What the fuck happened to you? Right? So there's a standard that's set when you create when you are a winner and you create a winning environment. So this is super easy to delve into conspiracy because it doesn't require anything extra. It's just fluff. It's actually people say you should wake up, wake up. They consider that waking up. Knowing shit. A bunch of shit is considered waking up, not doing a bunch of things. Right?
Fact.
Not knowing, you just know a bunch of shit, right? And then in barbershops or anywhere, you can form bonds with other people.
Yeah, you got bars, right?
Read Behold the Pale Horse. Oh, you know about Malachi York. Oh, you know about Noble Dry Lee. And then take my number and then what? Yeah, man, you seen what they did to that nigga last night? So we about to form a bond off nothing. And we got kids. You know what I mean? There's not about to be no movement, but that power of belief, though. So I totally get it. I totally understand. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Only the select few. Many are called, few are chosen, yo.
Facts. So leading up to the Super Bowl, to make a long story short, I was just in my bag, showing them all of the 44s that was present in that particular narrative. Before the game got started, just lining it up and explaining to them this was going to be a continuation, of this particular narrative in the mirror of the 2012 game that kind of transformed Colin Kaepernick into what we see him today as. And, just also explaining what the energy of the 44 entails and the whole aspect that you're going to see a lot of red down there, and it's the root chakra of the grid, and that sexual energy mixed in with that Mars energy of competitiveness and competition just makes for a very ritualistic ceremony. And when I say ritualistic, I mean, you can tap into it yourself as a person in terms of however you seem to siphon energy, if that's what you're into, or tie your boat into that tide and ride that particular wave. If that's what you do, if that's what you know how to do. So observing this particular this game, which was a wonderful game, and the way that it kind of played out, it kind of spoke, analogously to our story, I'm saying, here in this country, in regards to if the 49ers represented a colonizer team or that particular motif represented that particular mindset, going up against these Kansas City Chiefs who represented an indigenous mindset. And these past few days, we've been getting a lot of information about Kansas in particular, in Missouri, and what those two states mean to the rest of the union in regards to the history of this country, in particular as it applies to melanated people, in particular as it applies to indigenous people. So it was just a beautiful thing to see, you know, the story play itself out, the mythos play itself out in that particular fashion. You know what I mean? And last night we had an amazing episode here on Know the Ledge with a brother from the temple, a brother named Nelson L. And he came forth and just shared a plethora of information, you know, dealing with Kansas. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's just another confirmation. And then I got so many news stories today that I seen, and then other people was in my inbox sending me additional information about that particular region and how much history is hidden in that particular region. So, you know, just another note, another page in this ongoing narrative that we establishing. But what's good with you though?
Man, I'm grooving, bro. I'm waving. You know what I'm saying? I'm waving. I seen the game. I was at my folks' house, just kicking it, playing chess. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the good people that you had brought me through it the last time.
Uh,
They was smoking cigars and drinking a lot of whiskey.
you came through there?
You have brought me through there. You know, melanated people living a magnificent lifestyle. Remember that?
Oh, in the basement?
Huh?
Was it in the
DC?
basement?
Yeah. They had the man cave.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was over there, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the women was in the other area, men was in the other area, you know what I'm saying? I was playing chess and I was DJing, I was on the ones and twos, you know what I mean?
Okay.
All fire. Just watching the game. And the Super Bowl is ill because I got a chance to be behind the scenes when they was in Santa Clara. So I got to the year Beyonce performed, and I got to see her work ethic, and to
Okay. So
see.
you mean you was on the field for the 50th
I was
Super
on the
Bowl.
50 yard. I was on the 50 yard line
You
at the
was on the
Super
50
Bowl game,
yard, right?
standing next to Kevin Durant.
So you got an up
Um,
close observation of how things play out.
oh yeah, so it's real ill, right? So a production, right? This is all this is a production, right? And when you see what goes on behind the scenes for a production, the NFL is just a television show. That's all it is. The Super Bowl is a television show. It has advertisers, it has ratings, it's television with actors, right? It's a television show. But when you see behind the scenes, the preparation that goes in to make this show happen, it it makes you look at yourself on what does your performance look like? You know what I'm saying? So it was incredible. I got to watch Beyonce firsthand, and she practices like she performs. She goes so hard, and it's
So
so
hard.
ill because you know a woman with that net worth, you don't have to be doing this anymore. It's not about the money. You know what I mean? It's just about setting up a standard, a bar that if you
You
come behind
know,
her, you're gonna
uh,
have to be what you saying?
I my observations of I used to always see Beyonce when she was with the Destiny Child when they come up, right? The earlier years, I was there in New York when they got booed, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen her attempt to overcome a lot of those obstacles in terms of her acceptance. This is before they was lit, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then once she got on, then it would be her hair. There would be, you know what I'm saying? Like she was really in her Virgo bag. I could see that she had a little bit of a perfectionist in her where she wanted to nail every single thing. Outfit had to be right, hair had to be right, performance had to be right, vocals had to be right. You know what I mean? So I really think that you're just really observing the Virgo in her. And her thing is all the Virgo shit is always about performance. It's not about the bag. It's all about that A1 performance. You know what I'm saying?
It was a crazy experience because, like I said, I was on the 50 yard line, but I was there the whole week though, behind the scenes. And to see the advertisers having a conversation, you know, real money, real money, not personality money. There's people that get money from creativity, and then there's business minds that just talk that shit all day. And to see them in action and making deals, you know, is very inspiring. To see Bruno Mars practice, to see great people practice and prep. This is why the conspiracy is kind of fucked up, because you miss out. You miss out on human potential, talking about shit that doesn't even matter. Like if someone sold their soul, that's so personal, yo. You got a right to do that shit if you want to. If dope ain't selling, you want to hustle your soul, hustle your soul. Motherfuckers sell pussy, guns, Bibles, everything's for sale in America. So if someone does that, I don't care. They got to live with that. But that work part, you know, how they balance work and relationships and parenthood, and still be someone's son and daughter, like that's a skill set, yo. A lot of people lose their mind doing one thing, being someone's son and someone's daughter. We ain't even talking about the acquisition of property and money and getting power and fame, being able to balance that and stay normal and have a normal conversation.
Yo, I mean, being a team leader.
Totally right.
Being a team leader, and anybody in business can attest to this. Like if you got more than 2 or 3 employees or business partners, that shit could be a headache sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If everybody's not pulling their weight, or, you know, just doing what needs to be done for progression. Imagine a team, you know what I'm saying, where somebody's lacking and slacking, you know what I mean, and not pulling their weight, and you in a fucking championship, and then they're going to get lazy because, you know, homie wasn't playing his best game.
No, he played terrible.
Yeah, he was playing terrible. He wasn't giving, you know, his team what they expect to receive from somebody of his caliber that has so much notoriety for they arm game. So
no. Let's be clear. That's the best defense in the NFL he's playing. So they made him look like that. You know what I'm saying? Joey Bosa, Richard Sherman, their secondary, that was the best. They made Aaron Rodgers look like shit. Right? That's the best defense in the NFL. But the thing about it is greatness, all you got to do is be great in pockets. Right? The necessary things that they was down 20-10 with 7 minutes left. So he did the necessary things to get his team over the hump. But he was going against the thing about it, you don't know you're great until you go against an extreme force and you overcome it. It doesn't matter if you're bloody. It doesn't matter if it got its licks off on you. And that's what we like in America. We want to see someone go through hardships and overcome.
Yeah, right? we want to see the underdog. We want to see the deficit overcome, right? Get the chips out.
It would help Floyd Mayweather's career if before he officially hung the gloves up, someone beat the shit out of him in a fight and he wind up winning. It would help his legacy. You know what I mean? Right. Okay. Muhammad Ali got losses, but he's still considered the greatest fighter. So it doesn't matter that you're undefeated. The people need to see you overcome. That's the story. That's the antagonist, protagonist. That's how movies are written. That the good guy you're getting beat, and all of a sudden the music start playing, and all of a sudden he throws the catch. Overcome. That's us.
Right.
Those stories are about us in real time.
That's why I said that the Kansas City Chiefs story was our story. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
Not playing too good. You know, you up against the best defense. You know what I'm saying? You going off of your reputation, you know what I'm saying, for having the arm and playing good in previous games. But this particular game, you might be getting whooped, you know, and you down, you got a deficit. But all of a sudden, you know, something miraculous happens and you seem to be able to close that deficit, you know what I'm saying? And not only close the deficit, but you go from being 10 points down to 11 points up. And it can happen in the blink of an eye. You know?
But when you say that's us, what you mean by that?
Look, we're not going to continue. Our story is, and when I'm saying our, I mean,
I'm just trying to be clear.
Yes, the ones that are going to shift the paradigm and the ones that, you know, are actually in the game playing for the chip.
Okay.
That's not inclusive of all 43 million melanated
Okay.
people on this planet. That's talking about the paradigm shifters. We're talking about a very small, minute minority of people who are going to bust this thing open and make some magnanimous things happen. And, you know, they're going to be a larger percentage of people who benefit from that level of greatness, you know.
Got you.
The
See,
same
but
way,
look,
yeah,
that,
they might
that
have
so
somebody like a Rosa Parks today. It's her born day, you know. The
yeah,
sacrifice of one person benefited, you know, the majority, whether that was a scripted narrative or not. We see these continuous examples in our history of one person making a difference. So that dynamic is never off the table, and it's not going to change leading into the future, because we have way more things at our disposal to make way more of an impact than Rosa Parks was able to do with a Montgomery boycott.
mm, okay. No, but you see what I did? I was like, what do you mean? I think that's a issue in terms of
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
the communication. No one asks, yo, what do you mean? So we have conversations and we don't know the premise of what someone's talking about, which is, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean by that? You know what I mean? And now it puts us on even footing because I'm clear about when you say that, right? So
yeah.
that's important. I did hear Nicki Minaj throw Rosa Parks in a bar though. That was interesting. That was an interesting choice of words. Hip hop, but yeah, yo, Patrick Mahomes, that figure, it raises your legend up when you overcome the best of the best. And the
Oh
thing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we need to be tried, you know what I'm saying, denied and willing to be tried again. You know what I mean? We need that. We need to overcome. And I think that I made a post on Facebook, you know, I said for Black History Month, we should talk about finance, health, military science, and technology instead of talking about dead people. And you know, I already knew what kind of reaction it was going to get. But I said that for a reason, is because I didn't want to live in the shadow of these people. I don't think it's cool, right? Because people that go through shit, it's your job to be better than them. There's no way in hell dead people should be better than the living. That means what are you doing? That's a
Right.
shot. That's a slap in the dead people's face.
Yeah. You wasting
You wasting their name,
wasting this gift. Yeah.
because the thing is, how for me to not have overcame, then what did they do? That's a slap in their face, right? So, you know, the way you honor these people is not necessarily by, oh yeah, this is their picture, not by pictures, by going past their standard. What are you doing this for? Don't you want your kid to be better than you? Yes or no? Okay, cool. Then these names that we keep hollering them names because we're not better than them. Now that's saying a lot, right? So and that ties back into what you were saying about belief. The reason why a Noble Drew Ali or a Garvey, the reason why their name is still popping right now is because the people don't believe that they can be that and exceed that, right? I wouldn't be in Christianity if I didn't believe that I could be better than Jesus. What's the point then? What's the point? If I can't get more iller than Muhammad, why be in Islam? What's the point?
Right. Other than worship.
What's the point? Then I'm gonna hit my head on the ceiling. What's the point? Why be under that? What's the potential of man? Right? What does belief actually do? Right? Because when
Right.
you
You gotta exhaust this shit. If sky's not the limit, but you know, sky's limitless, it's like shit. I got it in me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember saying something like that around, you know, some fellow Muslims, and they got very upset, you know, because of religiosity. They was like, you can't be better than you can't be
heresy,
Mahdi. Like what?
heresy. That's heresy, right? You can't be better than Garvey. Why not? You can a black woman, you can't be You can't go further than Rosa Parks. Why not? What are we doing this for? You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of training? What's the purpose of the books? Why do we need finances to create a different environment for us so we can do what? Chill? So we want to get the money so we can chill, or we want the finances and a better standard of living so we have time to now study, time to now work out, time to train, time to not just go to DR to look at the chick. Nah, DR is historical. Puerto Rico is historical. You know what I'm saying? To go to South America for nerd purposes, not just go to Rio looking at the bottoms. Nah, let's hit the Amazon, right? That's what I thought we was getting the money for, to be better than these people.
Right.
And then you set the bar so high and you set the fire under the young people's ass, like, try to be better than me, nigga. For you to catch me, you're gonna have to put the work in.
Right. You
Right?
set that ball and just, pull them up. Like you're gonna have to fly to beat this, but
Right.
I mean, shit, you should be able to. And if you're not challenged to, how would you ever know whether you can or you can't? And yes, that's what, leadership owes you that. You know what I'm saying? And the generation before you owes you that. If they building a ladder, where's it leading to? You feel me? You're not scaling the ladder the other way. You're supposed to be going up the ladder. You feel me? So
Hey, so peep it. This is the thing. We put Jesus worship in everything we do. So what we do with our ancestors, Europeans kind of don't do with theirs. So what I mean by that is Isaac Newton is studied so he can be bodied. I'm challenging that. I'm coming for that idea.
Yeah.
Einstein was coming for that ideal. Charles Darwin was coming for all the ideals of the naturalists before him. If you and I do that, it's disrespect. It's disrespect. There's a ceiling. How dare you try to go past Elijah Muhammad? My bad. Damn. I didn't say nothing bad about him. I'm challenging his ideals. Napoleon's war tactics have been challenged and remixed, and America has used it and spread empire. Right? How many volumes of Think and Grow Rich remixed? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How many? You see presidents come in. Trump is challenging Obamacare, right? Each president challenges the philosophy of the person before them. If you and I do that, it's disrespect. We can't go past them. The ancestors. Yo, what does that even mean, yo? What does that mean for real? What's that mean? What are you saying when you say the ancestors? Yo, a living dog is better than a dead lion. I'm a fucking live. Dead people's story is already written. We represent the mystery. We represent the possibility. There is no possibility in the past. It's done. You can't do anything with it. There's no possibility with it. Blue, you represent the possibility, right? There's no telling to what you can do. You're not done. You still here. You still moving. You still learning. You still creating. You still interfacing. You still getting stimulus. You know what I'm saying?
Still getting downloads and transmission. Staying over yet.
In 10 years, in 10 years you got the 44. What you gonna do in the next 10?
It's gonna be crazy.
They can't do that in the past. It's done.
And the deceased can't do that either.
And that's okay, yo. That's okay, right? So we want to represent the possibility, yo. How far can I take it? What's the best you can do? What is your maxing out, right? Because again,
what your max out look like?
What your max out look like? Because yo, even though they love George Washington in America, European white Americans have pushed past that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Cornelius Vanderbilt, the Commodore, J.P. Morgan, Andrew Carnegie, Rockefeller, Jeff Bezos has pushed past them, fam. You feel me? He pushed past him, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Zuckerberg, he's not 40 years old. He has pushed past John Jacob Astor.
Yeah, somebody made a good point. You know, even Kobe with MJ. You know what I'm saying? Grew up idolizing him, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, gave him the business. So you have to be careful of, you know what I'm saying, of your observations, you know, and who you idolize to that particular degree. You can't put any and anyone over yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's inclusive of you creating your own box and your own ceiling. You know, you gotta have a sky roof with everything that you do.
Okay. Blue, let me ask you. This is an elementary question, but someone needs to hear it. What place should people hold, and what should people do with that? When you mention ancestors, what does that mean? What should people do with that?
I'm gonna approach that from a different disposition because I'm part of a traditional system. So our reverence for ancestors, you know, or we're taught in these particular systems that nothing is possible without the reverence and acknowledgement of our ancestors. And I have challenged that notion on many occasions to my detriment, of course. But you know, but I've still challenged, you know, I bring up examples of niggas that I know that's semi super successful. And I'd be like, I doubt that they got a shrine, you know what I'm saying? And they still out here getting it done. But those things are taught to keep traditions in place. And I do understand and I acknowledge it. You know, in essence, we all are a composite of our ancestors because their blood flows through our veins. You know, and in so many ways, if you're a part of a lineage or a particular line and you have strong ancestors that stood on something, then you might want to find out what was that about, you know what I mean? And these particular genetic traits have the ability to show up in us at some point. Right now, we know in science they call that epigenetics. So it doesn't hurt to set a plate out, light a candle, put a picture up. These are your ancestors, you know what I'm saying? And you want to show them some level of respect because, in essence, it is being said that when you need assistance from the other side, you know, you want to call on someone that you can identify with, that you know by name, as opposed to some stranger, you know, or spirit that you don't really know what is it, who you calling on. So you want to keep that connection to the ancestor realm.
Okay, so is the connection with their body or their mind?
Um, their spirit, you know, and those are different extremes because the spirit is not localized to the body, neither is the mind.
Okay, I'm gonna sit with that.
You know, I mean, but again, when it comes to mind, there's one mind, right? There's a one mind, and we're able to tap into this mind. And some people do it different ways they go about it. Some people meditate to get the stillness of the mind, to hear themselves. Some people will light one up. Some people will, you know, go into different realms. Some people will just stay focused and get into mind or what have you. And some people in ceremony, you know, can get a download as well. So is there's different ways to access mind. You know what I mean? Is there anything that you meant in particular or specific?
No, I mean, this an interesting question because then I say, well, are the people not present yet? Are they ancestors too? Since there's really no time, right?
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah. I mean, when a child comes through, they like, oh, look, the ancestors just came, from the other side. This particular spirit was part of that particular collective. It got on the conveyor belt as time was up. Boop. And it's here. But that soul is ancient. You know what I'm saying? So we calling it young, but it's old as shit. Right?
okay,
It technically, it comes from that source, that cloth. It has and damn sure these babies got a level of gnosis that they coming in here with. Look how they get busy at 6 months.
okay.
How could they not be ancestors?
Okay. So if we are in the age of Aquarius, like a different cosmic age and a
Yeah.
digital age, then what we would consider an ancestor, would it be the same thing in a virtual world? If we are out of the analog world, and in that analog world, we had stone tools, metal swords, right? We communicated differently. Language is being shortened right now. People are communicating differently with different devices. So wouldn't that automatically change? Because all these things only exist because of our minds.
Right.
Ancestors exist because we say it does.
Right. This
Because
is,
of our
this is
minds.
right. This is all something conceptually, right?
Right.
Technically, it's conceptually something that all exists in our mind, but we all exist within the one mind. So these ideas of technology in new ways, right? These are new ways to tweak old things, because all of this technology comes from some of the most ancient minerals. Ain't none of this technology moving without the most ancient technology on this planet, which are these stones and these minerals. And we just find new combinations and ways to make them do new shit. But there's nothing that we're coming up with that's technically quote unquote new. It's just a new combination of things. Right? And those minerals have energy. Those minerals come from an aspect of mind. Those minerals have an aspect of ancestor in them as well. So yes, that intelligence is always present and it's always being transferred. And we get to bask and enjoy these particular creations, but it's the same thing being recycled over and over. In my
Okay.
observation,
Okay. Okay. I am asking for that. I am asking for that, right? Because the objective person in me,
Yes.
the objective person in me sees people acknowledge their ancestors all the time, right? It's every year, every day, pictures, memes, or whatever. And I look at the quality of life they're living, and then I say, what is the point? Because if this shit don't make my life better, then it's just a gesture and a thing for self-esteem. Because let me say this. I'm not about to worship no God, no religion, work a job, fuck with a bitch, hang with a homie, do nothing if it's not for the betterment of my experience while I'm on this planet, right? Or what the hell am I doing this for? The money is so my life gets better. I drink water so my body is better, right? I want to hang around fire ass people so my experience is better. So if I tap into my ancestry, if I can't convert that ancestry into a better experience on this planet, then what I'm doing is religion, just in another way. And I'm calling it indigenous. Same premise, because you opened up talking about belief.
Yes.
This is all belief. I have ancestors because I believe I do, right? So
No. You got ancestors because you got parents, grandparents, and you have a blood lineage line that, regardless of whether you acknowledge them or not, that blood is still in you. You know what I'm saying? That resonance still exists.
thought it was the biology of belief, though. So
Meaning what?
is it that, or is it the biology of belief?
No. Meaning what? Meaning that what I just said is not true, or is it true? Do you have
No.
parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and it continuously goes from 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64 and continuously go down the line?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what you said was in the blood, right? So basically, their blood is my blood. So what they do, I do. That's what you're saying? That's
That's
my
not,
answer.
no. That's not what I said. I just said that you have ancestors, and those ancestors are attached to your matrilineal and patrilineal line through blood, right?
Mhm.
That's what I said. I didn't say. I said earlier that there's aspects of those ancestors that will show up in us epigenetically, and science speaks to that specifically, right?
Mhm.
Now, how we program ourselves and our genetics, right, based on the biology of belief. Bruce Lipton mainly said that there are external factors of our environment that are going to speak directly to our programming, our cell programming, because our skin receptors are picking up signals, right, and making necessary changes in real time to adapt us to our quote unquote environment, our reality, or what have you. And that's where a lot of tweaking could take place, you know.
Mhm. Hey, by the way, bro. So I'm being contrary on purpose, so you can get in your talking bag.
Nah, it's just
No,
bro, I mean,
no, I'm just
it,
so I
it allows me it allows me to qualify what I'm saying, and that's
for
right.
sure.
Like, nobody should be allowed to just arbitrarily say things, especially in this day and time, that does not have an explanation behind it just because the shit sounds cool. Because
Yeah, yeah,
we got
no.
into a dangerous space because of that. You know what I'm saying? So any ability where I can qualify what I'm saying so the audience can understand it even better, yeah, that's a build. But we're not being contrary necessarily.
No. Let me. So every time before we go on, I always what position would I like to play on this bill, right? So I don't mind playing a position of not knowing some shit,
Yeah,
right? Right? Because it makes for good programming,
of course.
right? And what it also does is, here's one of my 48 law thing, is it does something to whoever's listening to me. Now they underestimate me. So that's a little chess thing I like to do every time. So then when I want to take it back upstairs, I fuck
Mhm.
them up, right?
Right,
So, but
right. Flip the
it's
board.
good
Right.
for it's good for, first of all, if me and you are above the neck at the same time, that shit can be kind of boring. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
right? So because I be forgetting, I'm like, damn, this nigga does know hella shit. What is the way that I could get you to say that shit?
Right, right. I mean, and it represents maybe a silent majority,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
have
yeah.
the same questions, and they can benefit from the conversation, whether it's something that they totally invest in 100% or not. You know what I mean? Anything that'll get you thinking and will push you to find out and do some research for yourself is ultimately going to lead you to a place where you get to know yourself a little bit better.
Mhm. Oh yeah, for sure. But the thing. So, but I was asking. There was a little place I was going with it because my thing is I'm an Earth person, yo. I'm an
I
Earth
feel you
person. You know what
all
I'm
the way.
saying? And my thing is like, it's my Capricorn shit. What the fuck does that mean? I see people do gestures, right? And I'm just not an emotionally available person. That shit is turned off in me. So my
Right.
shit is strictly above the neck when I look at something. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't catch the Holy Spirit. I don't I don't say preach on, pastor. I don't do none of that shit. What does that mean? Right? Because it's Black History Month. And I was by myself and I was like, well, what does that mean though? The meaning, what does it mean? I don't want to see pictures. What is the philosophy that goes with that? The, the ideals that goes with that.
I mean, where we at as a society and as a generation, and like I said, my observation of us as a people, we have a tendency to go a little further too back. My shit is post crack era, right? So It's like we just started all over again, and we picking up the pieces. So we're looking to the past, not understanding that there's a whole gaping. There used to be a bridge there, and the bridge don't exist no more. So we're looking across the river and shit to the other side of things, and the other side of things represent the past. So this is like the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And I think that when they originally created Black History Month, it was part of, just like they had, remember they had Black Solidarity Day in school. They we used to sing the Black National Anthem. We used to do mad shit that was melanated and done with a level of pride. You know what I'm saying? I grew up during the time of Jesse Jackson. I am somebody. Like, we had mantras, we had bars, and it was the remnants. It was the fumes from, you know, our different movements that were happening at that time. So Black History Month was tied into something. There was a larger narrative in Black America. All of that shit got decimated in the crack era. You know what I'm saying? When you churning niggas grannies into smokers and all of that, you feel me? All of that history is null and void because, you know, you looking at them like shit. If they was around, I would turn them into a smoker. Right? They represent a sale. I need that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we coming out of that cave and reevaluating everything and looking for meaning and stuff that the meaning totally got eviscerated and thrown away. You know, I watched President Trump's State of the Union earlier. Boy, oh boy, was he cooking. Whew. Unlike, I ain't never seen him. He was in rare form tonight, and he was going for the black jugular hard. Like, he was pandering to melanated people unlike anything I have ever seen. So he wheeled out the last living Tuskegee airman who turned 100 years old, whose grandson wants to be a member of the Space Force. He cooked tonight. You understand?
Yeah.
He was throwing so much milk bones to niggas. I mean, he
Okay,
was,
I'm
bro,
back.
he was going in his bag. You feel me? They like cooking BS. I'm like, hey, it's all BS at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Great
But
television, though.
he was in his tool chest. And, you know, almost nothing that he did got a bipartisan applause, right, or reaction. But he was hitting when he was hitting on the melanated points because the Democrats are indebted to the black vote, so they had to stand up and clap for them. You know what I'm saying? And it was all dealing with social justice and shit like that. So he knew how to play the chess move with the black pieces on the board. You feel me? But when he brought that Tuskegee Airman up and stood him up and held him up, and the joint chiefs of staff stood up and the 100-year-old brother gave the salute. I mean, it was just legendary shit. But I'm like, I don't even know his name. I don't know his story. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in our community or our society, you know, that rewards him for his sacrifice or speaks of his, you know what I mean? Like, these are just not, the brother still, he's 100 years old. Remember, I be talking about Dick Gregory. He's the Book of Negroes. Dick Gregory
Yeah, for sure.
he's a pinky toe removed from slavery, right? He was a pinky toe removed from slavery. Like, there's elders that have been here that lived through everything: Jim Crow, Reconstruction, the Civil War, civil rights. Like,
Yeah.
they done seen mad shit, and we ain't sit down and get none of them bars. Like, we ain't milk their brains for none of that. I mean, not all. I got as much, you know what I'm saying, out of Mr. Gregory as I could access, but we don't prioritize, you know what I'm saying, the things in our society enough to give it the value that is deserving. This shows that we actually care. You feel me?
Yeah. Um, I didn't see it, but now that for you to give me that reaction, I'm gonna go watch it.
Bro.
I'm just gonna say that I hope he wins the next election.
Oh, he's
It's imperative that he wins the next election.
in there like swimwear.
Let me give you my reason why. You seen the movie Demolition Man?
Yeah.
You remember Mr. Friendly Society?
Yep.
If Donald Trump doesn't win the next election, that's where we're going. We're going to go there anyway, but it'll happen sooner if he doesn't win the next election. With PC culture and cancel culture and everybody in their feelings, what it's going to do is create a totalitarian form of government, bro. Right? You can't say anything. You can't do anything, right? We're going into that space right there. So I like that Donald Trump is rude. I like that he's unpolished. I like that he has no filter. I'm not affected by words. It doesn't bother me. As someone, you don't have to talk to me PC. Give it to me straight. Give it to me real, right? I like a society like that. You know what I'm saying? So because of we created this space of canceling, and you can't talk freely, and you can't have an opinion outside of groupthink that's a little edgy or whatever, and you have to talk with pronouns, right? That's what made America what it was the fact that you can talk. I need you to talk. Fuck my feelings. Say exactly what you feel, right? So we can go somewhere from there, right? But whoever comes behind him, bro, America as you know it is done. As you know it, right? In terms of the movement, in terms of capital, in terms of self-expression, in terms of creativity, is finished. If someone needs a point of reference, what I'm saying, check out the movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. It's a guy named Mr. Friendly. Look at how he ran his society. We are going in that space right now, right? So I don't need Donald Trump to like black people or Mexicans or nobody. I just need him to be honest as much as possible in that situation. That's all I can ask for. Be honest. We going to war? We going to war. You don't like certain people? You don't like certain people. You don't have to though. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like people to do business with them. You know what I'm saying? We live in a culture of someone said because like on my IG, I post people that I might post a JP Morgan, or I might post somebody, and then somebody inbox me and say he doesn't like black people. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with me? You know what I'm saying? I'm that person, right? So I like that in a president. I like that in a leader. You know what I mean? You don't have. I don't care who you like. I don't care about none of that shit. I'm in the me business, right? So I'm gonna go watch that because I think he's important, because I like assholes and I like confident people. The man never apologizes. I like that. That's dope to me. You need a person like that that's going to run your shit if you're talking about money anyway. Now you can have other type of leaders, but when you have leaders who are ahead of money, they have to have a certain type of character. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not the leader of your finance or whatever, you shit out of luck, bro. And this is a space where collectively people keep telling you to be humble yourself, right? When you have maximum confidence, it's a problem. You think you all that. You think you this, you think you that. You're not allowed to feel that way about yourself. You're not allowed to have your head up. You always have to take a step back a little bit. That's trash, though.
So, somebody said that all of that is coming to an end, and we're gonna watch. My whole thing is like, with that coming to an end, does that also mean the end of unapologetic whatever, right? Unapologetic whatever, because Obama couldn't be unapologetically black. So we never really got a chance to see him even go in his bag and be who I can't even say who he wanted to be, because I don't know what his intentions are, who y'all wanted him to be. You never had the ability to see him go in his bag. So Are we seeing the end of what uncompromising, a level of uncompromising leadership? I mean, because Trump is everything for white America that y'all wanted Obama to be for Black America. I'm not gonna say who he could have been or should have been or what have you, but who people wanted him to be, right? Trump represents everything for that for white America. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't want something to replace that that has that same energy, but one that's now politically correct. We're gonna go back to hiding this shit behind, the cute curtains, the cute rainbow curtains and everything. We're gonna hide everything again and pack the shit back away as if it didn't happen and go back to this hokey dory reality, this Mary Poppins shit that's not real at all. So I mean, it's very funny to see people's responses and level of uncomfortability, to who this person represents. And then it doesn't spurn them to do anything proactive, just seemingly like invest their beliefs in the political system and think that God is going to make the right decision in this and remove Trump because he makes you uncomfortable.
So
it's religion. Oh, God is going to see. He has to, because you know why? Because Trump is a bad man, right? And bad men don't win. So where's God in this equation? He's going to have to intercede because this is a Christian country. And there's no way that it can be run by a despotic leader for that. Not for another 4 years. He's going to be removed and they're going to hang him from the gallows. That's what these niggas think. You about to have a rude awakening.
So you know what was crazy? It's crazy, Blue. I remember Young Jock said, "Boys in the hood call me Black Donald Trump." The hood used to like those same characteristics that Donald Trump had. He was
they idolized him.
He fucked with Trump before. He ain't. That's who he always been. Niggas, we like that shit.
In business, right?
Yo, he was in Denver. He was in the Aspens with his wife and Marlon Maple, bro. When niggas found out about that, they was like, "Oh, this nigga's a pimp."
That's nigga shit, right?
Yeah, nigga shit. So you got your mistress and your lady there at the same. So you just going from one floor to one floor to one floor. Damn, you's a dog nigga.
You's a player. He having his in it too, right? That's nigga goals, right?
We used to like Trump. It was about Trump. What Jay-Z said?
The most mentioned person in hip hop.
What Jay-Z say in Success? I got an apartment at the Trump. I only slept in once. Niggas used to name drop Trump all day long and let some liberal niggas say he's bad. They always been the same person, yo. That shit was.
Like, we knew Trump was a racist from the Central Park case. I mean, if that's he called for the murder or the execution or the death sentence of those children in the 80s. Niggas did not stop riding his nuts. You feel me? But now it becomes convenient because the story is back in the news and this person is president, right? And the fear factor comes in because he had the willingness to remain himself and not change up for the vote. And they're like, oh shit, somebody's being themselves on the national stage. This is different. You never seen anything like it. You feel me? And you didn't have permission to let your nuts hang because they made Obama tuck his, right? So a person that's associated with letting his shit hang couldn't let it hang. You had to tuck him. And then this dude comes along with the same brash behavior that hip hop loved him for, his unapologetic brash behavior, right? And he allowed that shit to propel him into the White House. And the niggas is terrified.
I think Obama gets a bad rap, bro. I'm sorry, man. I think niggas give Obama the fucked up rap, my G. Let me tell you why. That TV is super powerful, bro. That TV is super powerful. And him, the way he talk, let's go optics, because everyone's in the optics. You do realize people in Spain never seen a black man talk like that. People in Germany never seen a black man talk like that. Since we're all one group, let's keep it in line with being one group now, right? People around the world never seen that before, right? So what that is one represents the many, right? Now, he had a chocolate wifey, right?
Yes.
Right? So when people say Obama didn't do shit for black people, yo, he didn't make you look dumb.
Right.
He didn't make you look incompetent. And the fact that Trump is in office, it makes Obama's legend looks more fire.
Right. He gave you a template for intelligence.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. The presidency is a job. He gets salary, right? And your thing is to make decisions not based on make decisions based on what's going to improve the country, right? And your first obligation is to who pays you, right? So, me personally, if I was Diddy or if I was Jay-Z, if I wanted something done individually, specifically for black people, I would have had a fund set aside that goes directly to him, just like the Teamsters, just like these contractors, right? President is a job, okay? And it's about capitalism, okay? You know, Blue having an LLC, you have more rights than a person with a job. A corporation has more rights than a regular person. America is designed for people that do business.
It's a fact.
Right? So I can do all type of fuck shit. And if I hide under a business, I won't personally get sued. My business will get sued, not me. Right? That's how America works. So when a person is the president, they are responsible for a business. All right. So when black people are saying he didn't do nothing for me, well, that's because you didn't come at it from a business perspective. This is a business. This is not about the world understanding your pain or none of that shit. All the groups that they talk about, well, Obama did something for, that wasn't for free.
Oh, no.
That wasn't for free. Oh, he did something for LGBT. They paid him.
Yeah.
He did something for Hispanics. They paid him. Which I don't understand the game. You know what I'm saying? So, but in terms of working for free, niggas approach Obama for free. And I think on some free shit back to you, he did a good job. Y'all just killed Kobe for having a non-black wife. Obama's wife is black. Does that do something for black people or no?
I mean, it definitely did something. It was relationship goals for a while.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's like we got it. The Moors told me America was a corporation. That's what the conscious community told me. America was a corporation. Okay, so keep that same energy when Obama is in office. If this is a corporation, make him work for you. The way you make him work for you is through money. What else are you expecting? Come at me with some money and I'll put any issue that you got going on to the forefront, period. Right? The opioid crisis. What niggas don't understand is those are rich kids' children. Okay? So when we say, look what they're doing now with the opioid crisis, they didn't do that for crack. No, because crack were poor people's children. Right? See the difference? And you have rich people putting that issue in a bag of money at the top of politicians' talking points.
Facts.
People want to get fucking paid in America.
Right. And the only way that they're going against the pharmaceutical industry, you know, it got to be a hell of a bag involved, right? Not necessarily votes, but constituents who have pull with their congressmen. And that's not just based on phone calls. That's based on business relationships and the bag. Right? They know how to get their issues to the front. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Obama made $40 million during his presidency. Obama got what? Yo, Obama got paid in those 8 years, my dude. The book signings. Oh, that's easy. Yo, Michelle Obama's book,
Oh,
national bestseller.
still our numbers.
You know what I'm saying? He got paid in those. Yo, fam, $40 million in 8 years. Hell of a job.
Yeah,
Hell of a job, right? His seeds is set up for life unless there's a total economic collapse.
that is
You know,
true.
that's what this shit is about. You know what I mean? That's the shit is about. So I think Obama gets a bad rap, and I think Trump gets a bad rap. Yo, the funny thing is, yo, he pardoned Jack Johnson. Does that matter or not? But shout out to Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone always made black people look good in movies. FYI. Apollo Creed, everything. That was Sylvester Stallone that pushed that idea. That was Sylvester that did that for Jack Johnson. But does that matter though?
Oh, what Sylvester Stallone petitioned Trump to make sure that he pardoned Jack Johnson?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone was behind that.
Oh,
Sylvester Stallone always did good with black men, bro. You was never under. You know what I'm saying? You was never under. Apollo Creed in the 80s.
Clubber Lane,
Apollo
shit.
Creed was a man. You know what I'm saying? And Rocky fighting Dolph Lundgren, that was a white man avenging a black man's death. He wasn't avenging his wife.
Right, or the
And
coach.
his black friend.
Right. The nigga ain't kick Paulie and kill him. Shut up, Paulie. He was avenging Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Right? He spared his ribs. Right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yo, because movies go in the subconscious. For Rocky, who was supposed to be retired, to take on that fight versus Ivan Drago meant Apollo Creed's life had value. Right? That goes in the subconscious. He was not doing that for his wife or no white friends.
Right.
Apollo died in the movie. Rocky came out of retirement and was willing to do pain for his black homeboy.
Sacrificed his body to revenge Apollo. And he
Apollo.
came back and taught his son so he can go and whoop on the nigga's son. Like legendary.
And isn't that the name of a deity?
Yes, Apollo is a god.
The sun god.
Yes. Apollo the sun god. Root word of Paulish, which is the root word of Paul. My grandfather taught me that. So,
You know what I'm saying?
got that Apollo energy, sun god. Thanks for reminding me that. I should go into my lecture. Right? Oh man. And when I was hustling on 125th, I was we was called the Apollo Kids. Me and my partner Majesty, because our store was right next to the Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and that's what my grandfather, he was like, yeah, Paulish. That was my grandfather's father's name. And he told me that name comes from Apollo. Facts.
Paul's a great name, bro. That means you are the high priest of these New Testament churches, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For them.
When we read the Bible, most pastors, they're not reading so-called the words of Christ. They're reading Paul's letters.
Facts. Yeah.
Paul dominates the New Testament.
All the way through.
That's all his ideals for what they want to do at Corinth. You know what I'm saying?
The whole shit up. All of Christianity is called Pauline Christianity. You know, he was responsible for the Eucharist, you know, the communion, you know, all of that shit, everything, all of that. Paul brought all of that because he brought pagan systems into the church and morphed them. So when they move through these different provinces and towns, they can better absorb those populations into Christianity. They had to make some concessions and allow their shit to live. You know what I mean? So yeah. Paul,
So you got an anointing on you, bro. So that 4:4, that's the gospel.
Yeah. That's why, Paul started his mission 44 Antioch, 44 AD is when he started his mission. So yeah, that's the gospel. And I showed you in the audience on previous shows. I went through the Bible and I showed you how how many passages, you know, Paul encoded in the Bible utilizing the number 44.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nigga said in the white Bible, Paul means something.
Yo, the funny thing is yo, yo, these Blue, I'm here so I can say certain things. Y'all niggas self-esteem is fucked up, yo. That self-esteem is in the trash. No matter what it is, everything relates back to, I use crackers as a reference point. Nothing, they're not gold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I thought the black man created everything, yo. That's your Bible too, or no? You know what I'm saying? No, that's not our Bible. I thought they was going to Egypt though. You know what I'm saying? Was Ptolemy and all these people going to fucking Egypt? Was they cutting shit up and taking it back to Greece and taking it back to Rome and doing their thing? So you telling me every single thing in there is European, everything? Oh, what are you gonna tell me? Oh, the slavery. That crackers were slaves before you.
The root word of slaves comes from Slav.
When it says slaves obey your masters, they was not talking about black people. That was for whites at that particular time because Rome had slaves and Greece had slaves. That was a global institution. You know what I'm saying? No, the thing is credit is due where it's due. The problem with niggas is your self-esteem is fucked up. So anything that looks pale, you get the heebie-jeebies. Yo, if you ill and that man is ill over there, that does not negate your fireness, yo. That doesn't make you any less because somebody else is fired. You know what I'm saying? Give props where it's prop. Don't be a fucking hater. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, your white hatred is really white love, though. You give these niggas everything, all your fucking energy, but we don't own anything. And this, come on, that's defeated talk, yo. That's defeated talk. And the fact is, if women reward you with pussy, that's a problem. You can't talk like that and then somebody come fuck on you because that's going to reinforce you talking like that. Because you're going to think you talking like that got you the pussy. That's a problem, yo. I think it's for right now, it is very important for Black Americans to be fucking arrogant, man. Conceited, have confidence, because for far too long you've talked about yourself in the negative, yo. It's just the negative, what you think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Come on, yo. You know what I mean? Look, especially from if you from the hood, if your ass is 25 or above, you a miracle to even be here, right? All your homies is dead. Your mama was on drugs. Your daddy ain't shit. So for you to even have a kid and tap in with your son every day and check in, do you know you a miracle? If you read the Bible, that's not the white man shit. That's your shit because you're reading it. If you got the Quran in your hand, that doesn't belong to an Arab. It belongs to you because
your nana made that hers. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors have, in so many words, you know what I'm saying, made it theirs. I mean, filtering through the things that they can't possibly use for empowerment, but the things that they have used for empowerment are very empowering. Like I said, I'm in the South, so I be having different conversations with Christians down here that know the scripture, and they know it to a degree, you know what I'm saying, where they can, you know, they be having them bars and shit. They'll go speaking to you and you're having a regular conversation and they'll go right into the anecdotes and praises and phrases. And you'd be like, God damn, son got a verse for everything. Like ain't nothing that you could talk about that son ain't gonna pull a verse out the Bible and be like, yes.
Yo, what am I reading on the screen? What is this shit coming from? These pop-ups.
These are comments that
Yo, I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from, yo? Ken, the people still fucked for 400 years oppressed. Yo, family, look, just real quick. I don't know who you are. Let me minister to you, fam. Language is super important, bro. Language is super important. You can't be a king and God and oppressed at the same time, yo. Pick one. You
Yeah.
either God, you either oppressed, right? Now, 400 years of oppression, bro, you could go get a library card. Now, let me tell you how significant that is. Is because in that library is an autobiography of somebody that overcame. Man, woman, a child soldier from Africa that wrote an autobiography. You can read their story and upgrade like that. In that library is a book written by a billionaire if you want to get some money. And in that book, he or she is going to tell you the things that made them successful, their trials and errors over a long career. You can learn what they know in 2 weeks. In that in that library is books on gardening. In that library is books on sewing. In that library is books on starting your own business and health. What do you mean? A man with knowledge can never be oppressed. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The only people that can be oppressed are people that can't read and write. If you can read and write, you're not oppressed because you have the ability to change your environment. I didn't say millions of other people's environment. I said your environment. Your environment. That's a comment. Go ahead, man. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? But on real talk, you know what I mean? This is an opportunity that people can eat.
Look, I could turn the comments off. Man.
No, it shocked me because I didn't know where it was coming from. I'm like, yo, what is this, yo?
This system, it randomly
Okay,
pops
pretty
out.
cool.
It pops
No,
comments from the chat. You know,
okay, that's cool. I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what is this right here? Okay. No, that's cool. That's what's up. Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. Okay. Niggas got mental illness out there though. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up though. Okay. Yeah, okay, my nigga, you out here, you know what I'm saying, with pop-ups on the screen and all that.
Shit different, man. Technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard. I'm like, what am I looking at right now?
Somebody said today 156,936 people will die according to Google. Yeah, we often go to the World Meter, and show you how many people have died today in real time, just to remind you, to be appreciative. And today is the fact that you are here and breathing air, and you're able to tune into this conversation. That's a gift. You should be, not talking about being oppressed because you're winning. You know what I'm saying? Damn near 200,000 people got clipped today, and the angel of death did not come and see you to take you out of your misery. If you're saying that you're here and you're oppressed, and the pressure of the system, you know what I'm saying, is such in which you can't seem to get up off of the floor, right? Then you KO'd. You're not even TKO'd like we was talking about last night. So, but the angel of death didn't even come and get you out of your misery, right? But 200,000 people got clipped today. So you should be appreciative. And that means that tomorrow you have another opportunity to go at this thing and to be solution driven, right? Because the only reason that you're here is to solve problems, right? Whether they're personal, minute, small problems or big, magnanimous ones. You're here to solve problems. That's the gift that you have been bestowed. You know what I mean? You can make something happen. You can technically make anything happen because you got air in your body. And until you give up the ghost, you the shit. Because you here. You on the dance floor, right? And this is the biggest party in town. Welcome to the party. So
you hear this all proud. I like that.
And what you choose with that, it's all on you. But never say that you was the one that couldn't got it done. You can get it done. That could very well be why you came here, to get it done. You know what I'm saying? But
if people, if there are,
and that ideology and thinking, that ideology is in your way. You feel me?
Totally. And if people believe that, man or woman, if you believe that you have that you're oppressed and you still have a child, that's child abuse.
Huh.
If you believe ahead of time that you're oppressed, why would you bring a child in here? What's your expectation of the child?
Right. So you see
What-
that, that comment right there, what the brother's talking about. And we spoke about this last week here. You know, I said the day that that statistic is reversed and there's 360,000 deaths, but only 156,000 births, then you know that, the clock is going backward.
Yeah, yeah. Children of Men, that movie.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the
Mhm.
clock is going backwards. And we're really on a decline. Um, and you really, really, really got to count your blessings then. But the universe has replenished the fact that 156,000 die and 360,000 are born. It doubles up damn near. You feel me? So the universe is mathematically precise in terms of how it removes and replenishes, and the cycle is continuous. When you get here on this planet and the shit that you got to deal with, and the fact that we still are dealing with it and complaining about it, that's on you. That's a human failure.
Mhm.
That's on your failure to strategize and to put your life force into something, like I said, that's bigger than you, that's magnanimous, right?
Mhm.
Individuals such as myself, I got to this planet and I noticed some issues and decided to do some things about it.
Mhm.
I've had some successes. There's things that I can do, and I could 10x some things that I'm doing, and get some better results and put some you know bigger numbers on the board. But for the person in the chat room that's identifying with losing, you know I would
Hmm.
challenge you to do something that reverses the trend. You know what I'm saying? That actually, you know what I mean, that you can wake up and you can observe and convince yourself that this time that you spent here was constructive towards
Mhm.
whatever goal and objective that you in your mind wish to had seen, right? So if the pain of you seeing your people oppressed is something that you feel that you can no longer live with, then do something about it. So when you do check up out of here, you can be comfortable in your spirit and not come back here as a lower form having to repeat this shit, but even at a more strenuous level, because you didn't do anything when the shit was wide open and available for you to do now.
Hmm. Blue. There in America right now, there's a mental thing going on with males, right? Young males, old males, with jobs being outsourced, with the focus shifting off the role of a man in society. A lot of incels, a lot of suicides, a lot of depression. If you notice when you talk a certain way, say talk about the power of belief, or you talk in a forward that you can do it, very encouraging. It's really not the women that's saying no, you can't. It's the guys. They're the ones that give you pushback. But there's a reason for that though. The
Hmm.
guys that have extreme mental illness right now. A lot of guys with the internet and girl power, actually pussy is a little hard to get than it was before.
Mm.
So guys are not good with women right now.
I don't. It's not even so much that you know the box is harder to get. I think that because of the Instagram, the pedigree of the box that they're showing you, you know what I'm saying? You went to high school and shit, and there probably was like one or two baddie. Now you on the internet and there's 20,000 in them, and you can't get them.
No, bro, and the box is harder to get. This is producing. See, look, Blue. Before, the state kind of pushed women into marriage, right? All a
Oh,
guy had to do was have a job. and marrying a woman, vagina was the incentive. So women would mate with men they were unattracted to because they weren't allowed in the workplace. So a lot of guys were in the military. He could get a GI Bill. He could get her a home. He could get her out of her parents' house. So she married, right? And stayed with them, right? Divorce was looked down at that particular time because there were still sprinkles of Puritan ideology within the culture, right? So a lot of guys that were, let's say, average guys got married. Average guys had a woman because he had a job at Ford Motor Company or the refinery, or he worked on the railroads. There was a job for the average guy right now. Those average guys, there's nowhere for them to work anywhere now. You can't go to retail because they want gay men, right? Automation has took jobs away from people. Youngstown, Ohio, Gary, Indiana, that whole blue collar section of the America, those steel mills, those jobs are gone. That employed average guys, and all those dudes were married young, right? By 25, you fucking have 5-6 kids already, right? It's a little different right now, where those women don't need a guy for those basic necessities. They have it covered, and their dick options are different. Women didn't have the same dick options they did in the past.
Somebody said you got to be a boss now.
Yo, real talk. And what that is producing is this socially awkward male that don't know how to talk to people, don't know how to move. That male is in the comment sections talking about women's hair, weave, makeup, eyebrows, right? No disrespect, but a lot of the guys that are in these black religious groups, Hebrew Israelites and shit, these dudes are socially awkward. And they get into these things to find identities. And it's in those groups they can be somebody. Take that shit, take them out of that, and put that nigga on a regular V-neck tee. He ain't talking to nobody. But give him that Bible, and man, he going crazy, right? No diss, but that's what it is. People have to jump into that for self-esteem purposes because it's rough out here. The shorties ain't fucking with niggas like that.
For a pimp.
Right? The average guy, look, I always say this, a guy will go to war over wives, not wages. The 1% got all the money, but the 99% of the men don't overthrow them. Now, the moment that the 99% men can no longer marry, then they'll go to war with the wife, 1%.
Repeat that.
Okay. First off, monogamy is a thing that the 1% men use for poor men because it allows poor men to have exclusivity with a woman. Okay. So if the 1% do not allow men to get women, those men will revolt. Right. Men they're not warring over wages. How are you telling me the Illuminati and elite got all this shit, but the 99% men are not coming for them? They're not killing off the rich men. Why? Because the man at the bottom, it was designed, if nothing else, he can still get a woman exclusive rights to her and have nothing. Right? That's changing. So now the guy at the bottom can't get a woman now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the fact that there's the sex doll economy is out of this world. You know what I'm saying? The teenage brides, the mail order brides, anything that deals with the acquisition and the acquiring of female company, whether it's even synthetic, all of that shit is booming.
Mm-hmm.
But in Japan, they don't want them, right? They got a whole thing over there with the men who are single. They don't want no box. It's crazy.
Bro, they have a whole, like you just said, they have a whole industry where guys are fucking sex dolls.
Oh, it's booming. Yes. Right? It's out of here.
right? And I showed you that documentary one time that was talking about all the social media platforms was created by asexual men.
Yes.
Socially awkward guys are the ones that have created all the apps.
Facts.
Right? When you then they get the girl.
Then they get the girl. Zuckerberg.
Then they get the girl, right?
Yeah.
But what that's producing, bro, what that's producing now, okay, so for example, so you'll see that kind of change in the hood where it's a lot of fucking going on. The difference is the guys in the hood, they don't have a lot, but one thing they do is they have an energy that sparks women in that environment biologically. So he might not be working with enough in terms of resources, but the biology that's coming off him sparking that. These guys that be in the chat room don't even have the biology.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what that's doing is producing a low self-esteem male. So when you talk about forward progress, he's always going to say, we don't own anything. When you talk about forward progress, he's always going to say, well, what about Black Wall Street? He's a whataboutism type of nigga. Well, what about this? What about that? No matter what you say is, what about? What about?
Have to do with Black consciousness.
Like I just said, a what about ass nigga.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? So that goes back to the belief that you were talking about before. Like, no matter what you say, the counter is always going to be a reason why you can't do it.
Like
that comes from having no women.
Yeah, it's something like Jesus couldn't do nothing for half of these niggas if he came back, right? Hypothetically speaking, you know what I'm saying? If the fucking sky cracked and the dude came, it's just half of the niggas he just couldn't do nothing for. Just couldn't do nothing for them. You just can't convince niggas that they win or that they have the potentiality to win or there's a W in their future, right? They only see the deficit. They only see the deficit in the fourth quarter, right? They bowing their heads on the sidelines. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're not willing to get out there and show the Mahoney's magic. They don't have it. It's just sad. You know? But there's a few of us who do have it. We got that vision. You know what I'm saying? We're not intimidated by a deficit, right? If it appears that you're losing, that's not gonna motherfucking finalize the game. The game ain't over until it's over. So
now there's a price to pay for that though, Blue, what you just said, because that male and those group of people are among you. So as you are out talking and shining your light, everybody don't feel how you feel. And people want to snatch light, right? This male, this socially awkward male, first of all, if you see it in white people, it's double in black then, right? This awkward male can't seem to find his crowd, can't seem to get attention, doesn't have the, it's a thing. This is the one that is among the people that snatch light, right? So those that have the light have to have a decision to make. You want to do your job and give light, but how are you going to give it? Are you going to be on the podium? Are you going to be amongst the crowd? Or are you going to put yourself behind a paywall? Because you have to be protected. The way that you are protected is through capital. Because one thing a hater don't want to do is pay for shit.
Oh, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a way for all the creators out there, for the people that Blue is talking about. If you fit that description, if you are kind of trying to figure out, you know what, you want to do your job, but you're not sure how to, and still keep a distance between you and these people, you do it through a paywall. You do it through finances. And those that are serious about you, they're going to pay for you. That's how they're going to get next to you. Those that are not, it's going to be a buffer between you and them. And that's what you need. You need a buffer between you and them, because you can't be for everybody. Once you're for everybody, you have no value.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a fact. I'm for the exclusive. 144,000 only. But look, I want to read an article, right?
Shoot.
That speaks specifically to the psychology. And this is a motherfucking something that these niggas can hold on to, right? That they give you all of the science that you need, right, for your pity party. Can you see this?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, this says brain imaging study shows hotspot that may explain why African Americans feel greater pain.
Hmm.
Okay, a lot of this shit is born out of the pain. To be black in America is to literally feel greater pain than non-Hispanic white people and Latina X. God, wait a minute. God, let me see who the fuck wrote this. God damn. That
They
right?
started off crazy.
Yeah, this came out today, matter of fact. By the way, yesterday, my bad. To be black in America is to literally feel greater pain than non Hispanic white people and Latina X's do, at least if the pain is being inflicted by a white man wearing a white coat, if it's happening in a lab, if it follows years of racial discrimination, and if the findings of a sobering and if the findings of a study reported on Monday are correct. Sobering study, right? Despite the persistence of the slavery era myth that African Americans are less sensitive to pain than people of other backgrounds, as a large fraction of white lay people, medical students, and hospital residents in a 2016 study believed, the science is unambiguous. African Americans, and in some studies, Latinxes, Lat, I don't know how to pronounce that shit, report more pain from the identical stimulus, being touched with something very hot, for instance, than non Hispanic white people. Yet, somewhat surprisingly, when it seems that every mental and emotional experience has been analyzed with brain imaging, the neurobiological mechanisms for that heightened pain sensitivity have been unclear. Hoping to remedy that, neuroscientist Elizabeth Lawson of the University of Miami set out to examine brain activity when people of different ethnic backgrounds experience the identical pain inducing stimulus. She persisted for 8 years through funding denials, journal rejections. They worried that her study, like others involved in race and biology, would spark controversy. In a 2,000-mile move, she started the research at the University of Colorado. It's been an extremely long labor of love, she said, but I think it's important that the findings get out there. Lawson and co-author Tor Wager of Dartmouth College believes their results, if replicated by others, have implications for clinical care. Doctors have historically undertreated pain in their black patients and often dismissed the pain of sickle cell disease patients as exaggerated or even faked. That's a striking contrast to what our study shows, Wager said, that African Americans are more sensitive to pain and that it correlates with experiences of discrimination. Their finding, published in Nature Human Behavior, starts with how the participants Lawson recruited 28 African Americans, 30 Latina X's, and 30 non Hispanic white people, all from around Denver, responded to having four spots on their left forearm touched with a device called a thermoid heated to about 118 degrees. Using MRI to scan the volunteers' brains, the researchers saw that a circuit called the neurological pain signature, which neuroscientist Wager found reflects the most basic aspects of pain perception, responded the same way in everyone. Despite that, African Americans rated their pain roughly 5 points more intense and 9 points more unpleasant on a scale of 1 to 100. The more discrimination the African Americans reported having experienced in their life, the more intensely they felt pain from the same amount of heat. Also, more intense MRI showed was an activity. Hold on, I'm about to go in. Was an activity in the brain circuit that interprets non-physical aspects of pain and thereby influences pain perception, centered in the prefrontal cortex, the site of higher order thinking, such as judgment and comprehension, in the stradium, whose many roles include assigning value to experiences. This circuit seems to be responsible for expecting pain to end or not, feeling anxious about it, or and feeling pain can or can't be controlled. Previous research has found that activity in this circuit rises and falls not with objective attributes of pain, but with these subjective ones, such as when people with chronic pain despair that their suffering will never end, and that intensifies pain.
Mm.
In the African Americans in the new study, but not in other participants, this prefrontal stradium circuit became increasingly active as the thermoid's temperature rose. Activity was also higher the more discrimination participants reported experiencing in their lives, and the less they said they trusted the experimenter, a white 30-something male.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Hold on. Whew. Brain imaging studies have become notorious for results that can't be reproduced by other labs. So these findings must be considered preliminary. Speaking about MRI studies in general and not the pain research, neuroscientist Ahmad Hari of Duke University cautioned that studies with only a few dozen people tend not to hold up. In a study accepted for publication, he and colleagues found that only about 20% do. They trying to save niggas. Hold on. That same circuit, hold on, let's go back. Wade just said the greater pain that African Americans feel from the identical physical experience, whether painful heat or a broken bone, stems from brain circuits that interpret pain, what he called a new pain related hotspot that assesses whether the pain will last, whether anything can be done, or whether anyone cares.
Hmm.
That same circuit can soothe pain, other research has found, such as when the mere belief that it is being treated can have that effect absent any actual treatment, the placebo effect.
Hmm.
But other beliefs and expectations, the new study shows, can do the opposite, making the same heat feel more painful, just as they make chronic pain feel worse. Negative experience with people in white lab coats, doctors and nurses, and white men in general might trigger the same sort of anxiety as chronic pain, intensifying activities in the pain interpreting circuits. Jesus. Multiple studies have documented high levels of cortisol and other stress hormones in people who are targets of discrimination. Such findings fuel the debate about whether patients are treated more compassionately and more competently by doctors of their own ethnicity. Some studies find that African American patients report less pain, both chronic and acute, when treated by African American doctors. In
Hmm.
the soon to be published study, when Lawson ran the same experiment with an African American man applying the thermoid, African American participants rated their pain as no greater than white people and Latinos did. Right?
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
this individual um that is identifying right here with always being on the losing spectrum
Don't
of
be the next contestant on that Summer Jam screen.
my guy right here, right? Who's just traumatized by the mere presence of the word white man on the screen, right? The nigga's losing his shit. It's so fucking traumatized by his experience, he cannot perceive in his brain overcoming pain and all of the messages of losing that go along with being in pain and not putting pain on the motherfuckers who are inflicting pain on you.
Oh God.
Right? That's how you equalize pain. You put in pain.
Oh God.
not on people that look like you, but whoever you identify as the perpetrator of your painful state. This shit is biological, and that's what they have whipped the corpus, the black body that exists in this country. They have whipped that corpus body into this fucking traumatized experience, right? That you're triggered when you see white coats and white people. Just unprecedented. Sunset, I'm traumatized by y'all egos.
I pictured the nigga trying to eat white rice and started tripping. Nigga picked up a white donut and started bugging the fuck out, dog. Oh god. Yo,
It's
get help, yo. It's
and
a beautiful life, yo. You could be whatever you want in life. Did your mama? If your mama didn't tell you that, and your daddy didn't tell you that, let Ken tell you that. Yeah.
you know,
Yo, stop playing with me, man. Like for real, man. Yo, I don't come across no weirdos in my day to day, bro. So this shit is funny. Like, yo, people out here like this exist, yo.
oh now hey,
God. Oh my God, bro. I think it's a good laugh. Yo, laughter is good for the soul, bro.
no, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat room. I highly recommend that you study and
Oh,
research this article. You know what I mean? It has a lot of ramifications. They saying a lot of fancy shit in here,
yeah.
and it is worth it's worth the observation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's worth the observation.
oh,
Why African Americans feel greater pain. And we often talk about this. The internet is powered, Black Twitter in particular, by trauma and drama, right? Because the collective corpus body of Black America is connected by their pain body, right? I cannot even bring these niggas CBD salve by way of the good news. I'm I'm on the mountain yelling like, "Yo, you got a victory, y'all!" Even if it's symbolic, like the whole universe has set itself up to bring you niggas victory. I can't even give you the CBD bomb for your pain
oh.
body. You don't even want it.
Yo, it got a white label. Chill.
You gotta, yeah, my shit, yeah, it's too white. Like, I gotta turn the light down because the whiteness is too
Start breaking out in hives and shit.
white bottle. Nature don't make nothing white. I don't want it.
Nigga said, I don't fuck with no woman that got white teeth, son. Put some black on your teeth, man. Your teeth too white, ho.
Right. So you have an entire population, quote unquote, Black Americans that wake up every morning and pick their phones up when they should be doing affirmations or success habits or handling business, and they go on Twitter to find out, what am I mad about today?
Mm.
Getting canceled. Who am I washing up? I, you know, bring all of my schoolyard lunchroom antics, right? Where can I bring my lunchroom antics to on the internet? Because that's all niggas are showing up with. Like they fucking 12 and 13.
Hmm.
Feel me? And that shit is all based on a collective traumatized experience.
That was a deep article, yo. That was shit. Damn. That was deep.
It was crazy, bro.
Like, yo, whoa, okay. I mean, yo, and you know what? That's in all seriousness, that's gonna happen. And like you were saying earlier, the shit ain't for everybody. And every man and woman got a right to choose their own path, though. That's the thing about it. I'm laughing, I'm joking, because for real, my day-to-day, I'm in the DMV, bro. First of all, my day-to-day is a total blackout. I don't see no white people. Never. Like it be bugged out when I go to the airport. Like, oh shit, a white person. I never see them. It's black everything. Black people at the bank, black people at the grocery store, black people in the celebrations. You know what I'm saying? People retiring, graduations. When the dogs have a birthday, we get together. You know what I mean? So it's a total blackout, right? So I don't and guess what? Everybody in my cipher, bro, they not deep. They don't know the books that I read. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. They still good people. They still responsible. They go to work every day. That's fine. Sometimes you need a little level of normalcy in your life, right? And
Yeah.
because you can't be a fucking tree hugger and not have your life together. Tree huggers need money to go with that shit, right? But I don't come across that kind of energy, but that man still got a right to go in whatever direction that he wants to go in, as long as he's not in my way or your way or nobody I know way. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes a problem, right? But yo, for me and mine, boo, I seen too much. So I know shit exists and I know what we could be.
Yo,
Not who we are right now, what we could be.
we are approaching. Um. Okay, you said we sound mad. We are encroaching on the 1 year anniversary of Tough Talk Tuesday. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
We jumped this thing off. I believe it was February 12th, right, last year. So
Mm-hmm.
we're pulling up on that 1 year anniversary, and I remember on or about the beginning of our episodes. I don't remember exactly what episode it was, but we um we got into we got into the melanated people of excellence who nobody talks about.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good run right there. Yeah.
A run. We was bringing things out.
Yeah.
Uh, we was highlighting some giants
Giants, right.
culture who we know nothing about. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it leads to the fact that we have been fed a very doctored script about who we are in this country just in the past 100 or 200 years. Red has been doing some extraordinary research about the 1800s, you know what I'm saying? And about the intensity of the programming that was taking place during that time, when they stopped, quote unquote, transitioning slaves from the coast of Africa here, and they started dealing with the Atlantic coast slave trade, and they started the breeding farms and all of these things, that speak to. And but then there's all of this information now that's coming out of the Midwest about when they was in Kansas, and they had the black senators up there, and these people was into politics, and all of this was on or about the beginning or the ending of slavery, and it's hard to determine what was what because
Mm-hmm.
you've seen black people shining, right? And none of the narratives check out. They all seem to cancel one another out because these were people that were highly educated, right? Dressed to the nines, like they had their shit together. And this really does not look like a people who was 5 years removed from slavery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it,
Mm-hmm.
it just does not look like that at all. You know. So with that being said, man, there's such a narrative. We are such a mystery of a people. And I ain't talking about our 3,000-year-old selves. I'm talking about our 1900, 1910, 1920. Our the 100-year window from 2020 to 1920. You know what I'm saying? Next episode, we should be in Tucson next episode, right? Shout out to the family that's out there for the gym show. But we're gonna talk about some of these magnificent melanated people, who don't get no play. They don't get no airplay. You know what I'm saying? People don't know their names and they don't know their contributions. But I feel that if we did more of that and we were able to show them the greatness that exists amongst what they was telling me was all of this impossibility at the same time and all of this pressure and oppression. You dig what I'm saying? And those are the shrines that you should build, and those are the ancestors that you should be feeding and breeding in. You know what I'm saying? And finding ways to commune with to get some success habits from beyond the fucking grave if necessary. To find out. Where did they tap in to make this shit happen? Because it's possible, because it's already been done, right? So there's a file for it in the Akashic library, and you can take your ethereal library card and check that fucking book out and get the download, right? So we could be talking about you in 15 to 20 years and your great accomplishments.
Facts.
And that's what I want to utilize my time and energy fostering, that sort of relationship. You dig what I'm saying? Let me drop a gem on you that, you know, you can grow from. You know what I mean? But I ain't finna be sitting here talking about losing or oppression. I started the whole fucking narrative out telling you the mythological, cosmological ways that you just gained the fucking victory. And you're gonna tell me about losing? You're in the wrong chat room, buddy. You know what I'm saying? This conversation is not for you.
You know what, Blue? What not just simultaneously that about those grades. That was a nice run we had a few weeks, highlighting those names that had been lost. Just that wasn't well preserved. But we also have to sit, and you mentioned something earlier about crack. What welfare did to the people, right? And people didn't have a point of reference for it. So you thought it was free money, right? Not knowing that it broke the back of the people and it ripped their genius out and it opened up the door for heroin. It opened up the door for crack, right? Because the people weren't being industrious, right? Life is hard, yo. Life is a struggle. But with that, life being a struggle and life being hard, that activates the genius.
Yes.
So
that brings the beauty out.
And
the wind tastes so good when you've been used to just tasting bitterness your entire life. You're supposed to be basking in it. Like, God damn, a fucking win.
Look, I keep it a buck with you. I remember I had EBT card, right? This is a true story. But I'm making money though, right? I'm making money and I'm getting an EBT card. Now let me tell you what I was thinking. Yeah, they owe me this money anyway, right? Even though I'm making money, I'm capable. I'm making money, but I'm still like, I'm getting an EBT card every month for a couple $100, and I'm looking at that as me getting over. I'm looking at it as on some fuck the government. That you know niggas talk. Fuck the government. They owe me that shit. Da, 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 da. What I was doing though was that EBT card was canceling out the productivity I was doing to get the money though, because that mentality mixed with that, they don't go hand in hand, because that says something about you as a person, says something about your character. You're not getting over. You're killing your genius. That money that I made that day, if I wasn't counting getting an EBT card, I could have made more than that. It's taking something from you, because a thing is in place to take care of you that you didn't do yourself. You know what I mean? It didn't come from your own genius and come from your own brilliance. And you are capable. You're not mentally challenged. You're not physically disabled. You're capable of going out, working for somebody else, working for yourself, coming up with an ideal. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I can take a good laugh, yo. I'm not always serious, so it's all good. You know what I mean? I can take a good laugh, but yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean? That mentality, that was a bad look. You know what I'm saying? It might have been a day I made $600 that day. But I'm about to go to the grocery store and not spend none of my six. You know what I'm about to use? The EBT. You know what I mean? Now, that's not Black excellence.
Yeah, you know.
That ain't excellent. I gotta have more pride in myself than that, because I'm capable. You know what I'm saying? I'm capable, and I don't need anything to rob me of genius. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Blue, we're talking about belief. And if you're walking around with the EBT card in your pocket, that means there's a level of doubt in you.
Mm.
If you're capable, right? If you're capable and you are in sound mind, part of you has a little doubt in you. The reason why you have that EBT is because you haven't done nothing in the market to create the difference. So this is what this is for, because you have not created the difference. So with the power of belief, you can't have no doubt. You know what I mean? It has to be genius potential or bust. You can't have no doubt. You can't have no fear. You have to be 100% confident. Mamba mentality. You have to be totally confident in your abilities that no matter what, as long as you're in America, no matter the situation you're in, raising children, father left, single father, mother left, just got out of jail, you just finished hoeing, used to sell drugs, used to gangbang. You got to know that no matter what situation that you are in, you have it in you to come out of that situation with skills, with your ability, right? With your genius, with your imagination, with your self-sufficiency, good word. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. But it's will though. Your will. You're gonna have to activate something deep down inside of you that you didn't even know existed. You're gonna have to pull something from the bottom in the depths of you that you probably haven't accessed since you was a child. You're gonna have to pull something out of you that your mother didn't give you and your father didn't give you. And you might be the only one in your gene pool with this certain mentality.
You know what? It also sometimes the war reminds them of the pain. You know what I'm saying? And it's true that that extra thing in you is gonna come when your back is against the wall, right? And
Mm,
everybody don't got that. You know what I'm saying? Some people they get folded, when they back against the wall, they crumble. Other people dig deep and they pull something out, and that be the thing that they really need because instead of 600, now they got a rack. They got 1,200. Like, oh shit, I didn't even know I had this in me. Then they develop that relationship with that thing, and they can't turn the faucet off. It becomes continuous.
mhm,
But if they
mhm.
see their mother hit the wall and crumble, then that thing might instill a fear in them where they like, yo, I can't do that wall. That wall reminds me of that pain. You know what I'm saying? And then, they go to the assistance, they go to that short shot, or a young woman who's like, damn, I can see it for myself, but I got this baby to feed and I can't really gamble with this baby's stomach. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go and get this wick. I'm gonna go and get the CBT. I mean, these are the things that I've observed myself in my life, and I've watched people make these decisions, and I've inquired as to, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? You got to dig deeper. You got to go harder. And they just like, I got to feed this.
Blue, Blue, I'll be honest with you. As an adult, I'll be honest to the people. One of the worst things I've ever did as an adult was to spend that with that EBT card, bro. As
Hmm.
an adult, you know what I mean? In my 20s, and like that was poor taste for what I'm trying to do with my life. I can't speak for everybody else. I'm
Look,
speaking for me.
yeah, even better, right? I was dealing with a shorty, right? Uptown. It was probably in 2007 and 2006. She mastered how to milk the system, right? She had wild identities. So she ain't just had one EBT. She had like 10 of them shits, right? And she was like, look, this how you do it. You know what I mean? And she had took me down there and showed me how to do it. You know what I mean? And I don't think like I couldn't put the act on when I got down there. Like they was looking at me like, are you serious? You feel me? Because I was looking at the condition of what I was surrounded by in terms of the people that were coming there for help and assistance, and not to be judgmental or anything. I was just like, I couldn't shift into that role, and funk and play the. She was telling me to act crazy, like mentally off, and they was gonna give me and I didn't even need it. She just was like, shit, it's just there to get, you know what I mean? And she was fully taking advantage of the system. You know?
Yo, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I know it's some ladies out there, and you had to do what you had to do, whatever. Yo, and I'm only speaking for me and just how I am. When you go down to DES and you stand in that line and you see the kind of people in there, you have to make a decision then and there. Is this who you are or not?
Yeah. That
You know
is
what I'm saying? Because the optics of those that are in the DES, it says a lot. Now, I don't give a fuck how people take that. I'm talking about me. And I'm pulling up in a Benz. You know what I mean? What the fuck? I'm pulling up in a Benz.
I was too clean. I was in there. My shit was like, I was like, I can't do this shit, man. I'm good. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? And look, and I'm yo, one thing about me, I talk a lot of shit, but I will throw myself under the bus and keep it a buck. I do not lie. Yo, bro, that kind of mind frame, I didn't even know that I inherited it. You just start thinking stuff is normal because you just been living, right? I'm pulling up in a Benz. I'm standing in DES. I'm in DES. I'm with people that clearly they don't look healthy. You know what I'm saying? They don't, people look like they need a miracle in their life. And I'm in there highly capable. I'm in there, heard Dr. Sabi talk, heard Phil Valentine talk, heard Bobby Hemmett talk. I done read Think and Grow Rich. I done read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know what I'm saying? I done read Richest Man in Babylon, right? I know all the shit. What the fuck am I doing in here? Trying to get over. Trying to get over. Shit, these niggas owe me anyway. Fuck the government. Blah 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 blah. Not knowing, I was fucking myself though.
Right.
Right? Trying to come at the government. Not knowing I was killing my own genius though in the process, my G. Because I'm counting this little $400, $500 on this EBD card every month, expecting that. And what that's doing is not allowing me to push as hard as I can because I'm counting some flim flam ass shit. Nah, yo, that ain't a good look, yo. We all have to decide who we are. And we got to make the decision today. Am I that or am I this, yo? And when you this, yo, no bullshit. We already know if you got to eat oodles and noodles right now, you got to eat oodles and noodles. That's just what it is. We already know it's bullshit. But that's just what it is. And that's a sign of where you at in your life. All right, be honest about that and scale from there. And to make it the goal that, you know what? I got to eat this shit, but I'm never going to be back here. The ends justify the means. The ends justify, you feel me, Blue? So, you know what I'm saying? So we have these conflicting things about ourselves sometimes. On one hand, we're this, and one hand is that. Now, some people will say, well, that's balance. Nah, hell no. No, sir. EBT card, then I made money. That ain't balance, yo. That's gutter. And we don't need it. You know what I mean? It's luggage that doesn't need to come on the journey where we're going because we can't use it. You know what I mean? And we got to get to the point, if we're going to be this community and be this people and be this group, we have to have a standard. And shit can't be okay no more. And we got to be comfortable with hard talk and stepping our fucking weight up. And I'm not talking about material shit. I'm talking about in effort. Effort. Is millionaires getting wealth? They're trash then. They're trash. And I don't care that they're, I don't want to be associated with no able bodies, capable men and women, competent men and women, but they got that in them. It's where we from. And it was put into our minds. We didn't even ask for that shit. It was put into our minds by our sisters, our brothers, where we live, all that shit. And it's trash. And it's time to have a standard and don't dip below that shit. Michael Jordan's average, Blue, was 30 points. You feel me? That he set the standard. 30. This is what I'm giving you niggas every night. 30. That's my average for 15 years. 30, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's 25% of the Bulls' points every year. 30. I'm not dipping below that. 30 on you niggas. And it only was 30 because the last 2 years he played for the Wizards. He was at a dub, but that's him coming back off cigars and all type of shit. But it was 31, 32 before he did that. That's a commitment to excellence, bro. So then when you do a Black History Month, you really honor those people because you yourself are excellent in real time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that, like, yo, man, you know, we got to shake that shit off. You know what I mean? You didn't get it. You didn't get it on your own. But if you keep the mentality, it's your fault.
Yeah. So, you know, that's what I want us to commit to maybe for the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Let's go in the archive. We pulled some amazing people, you know, out the archive last year. Let's give them some new people. You know, I got a file set aside, you know what I'm saying, with some heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard whose stories deserve to be told. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna inspire. It's gonna have you challenge the notion, that very monolithic story that they tell you about, quote unquote, our people. You know what I'm saying? In this country in the last 200 years. So, you know, these stories need to be told. They need to be heard. You know, so you expand your mind and you can you know, increase your vision. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you got anything you need to leave them with?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Come over to just put in YouTube, man, Ken Billions. Come over to Ken Billions. Let me minister to you. I talk to the guys and the gals. It's about game though. You know what I mean? Let me give you a FYI though. I am not trying to be a black leader. Right? I ain't pro-black, none of that shit. I'm in the me business. And I want other people to be in the them business. And then we put our heads together and we make shit happen and we travel together and we made our kids together. You know what I mean? I introduced my son to your son. He's well-mannered. He reads books. And then we build a Rolodex so we don't have to, so our kids don't have to get 20 and 25 and then make all new friends. We automatically do that for them. So taking a little bit of the past, a little bit of tradition, and just filling their life up with meaningful things. But I just wanted to give people that FYI of I'm not on that wave. I'm not about the group. I'm about the individual, right? So also you could go to kenbillions.com. That'll give you some other kind of content from the kid. And you can hit me on the one-on-one, the Nothing But Game hotline, which is 888-565-8734. 888-565-8734. That is a paid line though. You know what I mean? So when you want to call and you want to, what I do is I build people. You know what I mean? And I work on your confidence and I strategize with you to have a come up. That Cash App is wrong though.
All right, let me fix it then.
Now I got a cock eye, but I caught that shit. It's Kenny Briz at Cash App. I caught that one. Hey, nigga, hey, what I saying? Pay the fool, nigga. I smell a nigga with some money. That's some money, nigga. Wait, hold on. I'll stop mid sentence.
It's not this. It's like a Cash App. Yeah, the kids. You know, we're gonna get together. They're gonna read books and talk. Hey, that Cash App.
Yeah. I fuck all that shit, right? Man, the coin. But you know what though? You know what I mean? Yo, it's a beautiful thing. Next week is gonna be a year we've been doing the tough talks, and these tough talks it was just our conversations we've been having over the years, yo. And you know what I mean? I'm glad we got the laugh tonight because you know,
it's important.
they don't get to see us be goofy sometimes and laugh. It's always serious, and you know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? And
so, you know, shout out to Kobe out there. That Mamba mentality, you know, is alive and well. And, you know, just want you to dig deeper, people. and I want to make an observation as well. This Monday in the gym, it was empty when I got in there. It was one person in the gym. Normally, when I get to the gym, it's at least 10 or 15 people. So Monday morning, the gym was empty because melanated people were celebrating, the night before. It was Super Bowl Sunday. And I would assume that a lot of people, they was fucking up them Coronas and them Heinekens and getting wasted and what have you and enjoying themselves. The Monday prior to that, the gym was empty, and it was empty for a totally different reason because black people was in mourning. Kobe had died the day before,
Interesting.
and they weren't able to extract the meaning from his life to adopt the mama mentality to get up an extra hour earlier and be like, by any and all means, shit, you know how I'm gonna honor this man? I'm in the motherfucking gym early. You dig what I'm saying? So it was an interesting observation about the extremes of black behavior, that when they're in a state of mourning, they're off. When they're celebrating in their state of joy, they're off. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that matters most does not get addressed and dealt with, regardless of whether something fucked up happens or something good happens, right? That gym is the regiment. That gym is the work shed. That gym is where, those people need to be in order to shave off whatever extra shit they need to shave off to get to their goals. You dig what I'm saying? So that was an interesting observation. Like I said, this is episode 24, and the emphasis is on that Mamba mentality, that you have to remain focused, diligently focused, laser focused. You know what I'm saying? The people who are uber successful on this planet, I wasn't around for Mansa Musa, so I can't tell you Mansa Musa's success habits. But the people who hate or who you're scared of, like Bill Gates and shit like that, and the Warren Buffetts, they have regiments, rigorous regiments that they don't deviate from. You know what I'm saying? They are creatures of habit in the way that they do their thing. Nothing distracts them. They have an agenda and a soul and a goal and incentives and everything that they push through continuously. It don't matter if they had a bad night. You know what I'm saying? They have to still show up the next day, right? At the same time, if not earlier, to make up for the bad day or the bad night that they just had. So there's an approach, right? It's the same thing about the devil and God. The devil seems to be outworking God, right? But God, that's his adversarial force. The devil runs circles around that nigga. You feel me? He goes that much more harder. God is too comfortable. The devil has something to prove, right? He has an incentive. He's driven by goals and objectives. Satanists, them niggas are some of the most focused, diligent beings on this planet. They don't deviate, right? They measure time. They on top of shit. Masons the same way. The niggas that you are scared of take no days off. They don't take no breaks, right? They're super productive because of the fact that they are super dedicated to whether it's devilishment, evilness, right? Or degradation or whatever you think and call that shit. They are on top of it and they never let up. But the so-called good guys with the vainglorious goals and aspirations, you motherfuckers always find ways to find an excuse to take a day off. And be less than, and you want twice the results. You are less than, but you want twice the results. That's not a mama mentality. Okay.
Real shit, bro.
Yeah. God, he keeps shit in rotation. He keeps shit moving, granted, right? But the devil is on his ass.
Totally.
He puts numbers up on his motherfucking board.
Man, the devil got shit popping.
Devil gets shit popping.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be so crazy because
he's synonymous with not sleeping, right?
The devil hustles, bro.
Hustles.
And the thing about that's weird, how come all the shit I like to do, they say is not of God? All the shit that is godly as fuck is hella boring. First of all, godly pussy is not the same as devilish pussy. All the time considered negative like devil, but God like I'm stiff as hell. And if it's like this, I'm like if hell is real, my nigga, I made my decision that I want to go to hell because all the fire people are there. All the squares is going to heaven. What the fuck you gonna do there? All the freaks is going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like the turn up, the people that you want to be around ain't gonna be in hell. Who gonna be in heaven?
In the box. I did it lick on the box.
I'm just saying, the fire music, the best rappers make like where they going?
Yeah, they devilish music. Yeah.
Where they going, bro? Hey, Bobby not going to heaven.
You said what?
Bobby going.
You said what?
Bobby ain't going to heaven. He
Bobby.
talked about Baphomet.
He's a different Bobby now. You know what I'm saying? He made his amends. He's going to heaven.
Bobby going to heaven? If Bobby go to heaven, I'll go to heaven. If Bobby go to heaven.
I'll be working on it.
Nigga, because hell is popping.
Cash that. Yeah. All the thoughts, all the thotties.
All the thoughts is going to hell.
All of them going to hell.
Man.
That shit gonna be like Astroland. That shit gonna be
Nigga, Rick James in hell. You know what I'm saying? Like
James Brown. He was
in hell.
Yeah, he was a toker before he left, and they ain't buried him for like a month or some change, so they done fucked his whole plans up.
My nigga, Adina Howard's going to hell. You feel me? Like I made my decision, man. Well, you crazy?
I mean, hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Yo, son, you seen Sabrina on Netflix?
No, you told me about that. I haven't watched that.
Baphomet in it, the Dark Lord, they got Lilith in there.
Nah, I finished this. I told you I watched C. You gotta watch C. So I finished that up, right?
They went in the portal in Jack Pontius Pilate. He had a plate with the blood of Jesus was son, they was all over the place with it. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. No, I haven't watched Sabrina.
I seen a like a Where Are They Now type shit. Adina Howard turned to leave. She's a different woman, man. She made a
yeah. She's a chef now out in Arizona. I already know that. Yeah, she's a chef. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying though. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? We all gotta be honest about what we want and what we like in life. You know what I'm saying? And but Blue, I just wanted to tell you, if you see me grabbing this, I did braid my beard today though.
I seen that. I got
a black bucket beard on it. So you know what I mean? I did braid my beard today, so I was proactive, you know what I mean? So I did braid my beard now, but you know what it is, Ken Billions on YouTube, or go to kenbillions.com. And again, bro, I don't want to take nothing for granted, Blue. So I good seeing you, bro. Yes, I appreciate you, and continue to grow in your work, my nigga. Stay on your path, and you don't owe these niggas nothing. FYI, relay this message. Tell brother Rich, fuck that comment section. I said it.
Hey,
fuck that comment section. That nigga can interview whoever the fuck he want, man. He already put work in for you niggas. See, I'm gonna say what they're not gonna say. That nigga done, man, he could be doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Don't apologize. You know what I mean?
Nah, he didn't apologize, and
No, not even he don't owe nobody no explanation. If people don't know his integrity by now, go to another channel.
Oh,
But
that,
don't go to his comment section talking about, oh, I'm gonna unfollow you. Why you talk? Just do it. But he
right.
don't owe you niggas nothing though. He been putting up quality for years, right? But he
Yeah.
don't owe you niggas nothing, not even an explanation. And he can interview who he want. And if he want to change his platform, he can change his motherfucking platform.
All right.
Fuck out of here.
Kids to feed.
You know
Shit.
what I'm saying? Like, who want to stay the same? Shit is supposed to grow. Fuck out of here, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying though. So you know what I mean? Because what happens if you lose him? What happens if he decides to shut the whole shit down and go where he's appreciated? Then niggas gonna cry. Then niggas gonna say somebody sold out. Then niggas gonna say oh yeah, you guys can't hang in there. Who wanna go where you are appreciated? If some Asians over there want to support your shit, go the fuck over there where you're supported at. Why stay around some losers who always got something to say about something? But you got that cash app right under there, my nigga. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but ain't got no bread to put up. So you know that we talking about y'all. Down there, show appreciation. It's a reciprocated process. You feel
Right, for sure.
a whole lot of light, you know what I'm saying, in exchange. ShastaMeditation.com, right? That's where we are having our sacred plant based ceremonies up in Mount Shasta. So you don't got to walk around this planet talking about how traumatized you are and how much your pain body controls in and everything you do. Go challenge that shit. Go face that pain body. Go into that pain and conquer it. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be assisted by some people who are qualified to help you through that process, right? But come out to the mountains. ShastaMeditation.com, hemp4victory2020.com. That's where you can find out more information about our CBD program. All right, the indigenous history of hemp. We have a hemp summit coming up February 8th here in Atlanta. You can go to my IG page, Blue Pillar 44, and the link is in the bio. So you can RSVP for that. This is a free event. The last event that I went to, there was a hemp summit. They was charging $30,000 a head.
Oh,
$30,000 a head for information.
and how many people went? A lot, huh?
Bro.
Yeah.
30,000 for information. They started at 50 and they brought them down to 30 just for you to meet, you know what I'm saying, experts in the field, not even for you to get the plug or get any products. So we bring in the experts and all of that out, and it happens to be for free. Don't make us look like idiots. All right. So you can go to the Cash App. Oh, before the Cash App, you can go to the IG and go to the link in the bio with my link tree, the RSVP, and the information is there for that on the Eventbrite. What else? Goldwater.com, GOLDEWATER for that good gold water. All right. We got more products on the way. About to do a major drop in a little while. All right, with some dope new products.
Hell yeah, you in business, bro.
Yeah. And we got products on products. We got the Crown's Oil, which is the CBD lion's mane. You know what I'm saying? We got that new label and all of that coming for that product. Dig what I'm saying? As well as, like I said, a bunch of new products is on the way. Super, all of these products is just top notch, out of this world shit. Nothing that you've ever seen on the market like it. And we ain't recreating no wheels. We throwing rims on them shits. You know what I mean? And kitting them out and getting them ready for the Mars rover and shit like that. So, we want to be doing them Elon Musk numbers. You know what I'm saying? His stock going baby on baby. So
Jeff Bezos shit went baby on baby, nigga. 13 billion in 15 minutes, nigga.
Whew.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
He used to sleep at the office though. You know what I mean? He grew his baby. He the one that took a risk and said, I'm gonna sell books online. That shit was at that particular
I had to give you one last one.
Oh my god.
I had to give you one last one, son.
Yo, that shit is needed
Yeah.
because so if you ever get down and you ever need a motivation of what you don't want to be, what Mitch say is definitely about not dressing like a nigga like that right there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, my
Like,
legendary, man.
that nigga brought the backwoods with the cash app, nigga. Oh,
You know, man, on the lot, you know, on the box.
yo.
I got a backwood with the cash.
Yeah, you niggas, and it's all good, yo. It's
Yeah, I
all
ain't mad at that.
I ain't even mad, man. You know what I'm saying? Do you, player? You know what I mean? Do you? But for everybody else, the world is yours, yo.
World is yours, man. Don't let nobody.
Black man, you can be whatever you want, yo. You don't owe that nigga nothing. You don't owe me nothing. You owe it to yourself, yo. Put yourself on and catch up with your own kind and be unapologetic about what you are pursuing. And then when your cup runneth over, then you can be in the we business, but be selfish so you can be selfless. In that order, go out and get yours first so you don't leave nothing on the table. Max out, right? Max out. And that nigga right there, that nigga, yo, best of much success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is. Hey.
Facts. All right. With that, y'all, I want to say peace, love, and light. You know what I'm saying? And I believe we'll be back tomorrow with Red with another episode. That good KTL 10-year anniversary episode run. It's been extraordinary. So look forward to it. Then Red got Third Eye Thursday. I believe that I'm gonna do something February 13th for the Law 44. That's the 44th day of the year. I got all this information that I need to share, so I need to get this off and get it out. More than likely, it's gonna be a paid event because that cloth definitely is not for everyone. So
Shout out to Red Pill who been consistent for a whole year straight with the Melanin Mondays, with the Third Eye Thursdays. That's not easy to do, yo. People got kids, whole lives. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Red Pill for being consistent. And I don't want nobody to take that. Don't take people for granted, yo.
no, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you don't know what goes into somebody coming to you at a slotted time every fucking week.
That
Difficult, yo.
I was not able to do that. So I mean, I had to stop No to Ledge Radio because of that.
Right.
That my life happened, and I'm like, I can't. So the fact that the brother is able to do that with children,
Right.
you know, self-employed and everything,
Right.
we got to look at that. In them episodes, be fire, you know, and he's very comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? He salute to the brother for keeping
For
that
sure.
consistent. You ready for this last one though?
Yeah, give it to me. Yo, shit.
Said he gave us the business.
This nigga, I ether dude. That nigga finna wake up tomorrow, nigga, and be like,
Yes, my bro. Look, if that's what it takes for you to get the confidence that we talking about, that confidence, man, go for it, man. You body tonight.
if you gotta re-up on me, if you feel like nigga, fuck that nigga, I banged on that nigga, yo, my nigga, I did
You
for
the
sure.
man on Twitter tomorrow, son. I know you
For sure,
screenshotted a lot of your favorite moments. Shine,
bro.
go shine, do your thing. As
Yo.
long as you ain't talking about I sued them niggas for $250K, we good.
Nah, it's all good, bro. Yeah, re-up, my nigga. Re up off the energy, my nigga. Go do something great with it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you the type of nigga that bought the backwater. You ain't get the weed yet, man. Do your thing.
Fuck out of here, man. That nigga ain't smoking no fire. That nigga got ready.
He's smoking
Fucking
tobacco in it.
smoking this shit. This shit sounding like firecrackers, all the seeds in your shit, nigga. If you don't get your motherfucking Eddie Winslow. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it's all good, man. It's all fucking love, man. Good laughs, man. That weed is trash, though. What kids say? You don't smoke dro, you smoke dirt, nigga. Fuck out of here. You smoking on dirt. Only nigga in the hood still smoking Reggie. Talking about niggas won't hit my L. Fuck out of here, nigga. Smoking back. Who's smoking backwoods? First of all, if you smoking loud, you smoking in raw papers, bro. You smoking in papers. You smoking backwoods. Fuck out of here, nigga. Spitting out hella phlegm. Nigga, fuck out of here.
Gee, alright.
Yeah, you already know, man. Yeah, no, it's all good, bro. It's all love, man. Love.
Yeah,
it's
man.
all love.
All right.
Man, you already know, man.
For sure. On the next one.
All right. Mad love. All right. For
Peace
sure. All right. Hit me tomorrow, bro.
Indeed.
For sure. Peace.